forevermore. We're bound forever. No crown, no guide, no peace. Just storm winds off the east. Dragons sleep beneath our feet. We sing through shattered teeth. Bound forevermore. Scars are the map we wore. March till we find the core. Eyes like fire, fists like stone. No way back, no second door. We're bound forevermore. One step, all in. One spark, begin. No gods, just kin. This war we win. Final double down. Bound forevermore. This is the song, the roar. Legends carved into the floor. Voice to echo, blade to ring. We're the myth they waited for. We're bound forevermore. We're bound forevermore. They were locked up for a reason, but the world ran out of heroes. So now, you roll with what you got, kicking down doors with a holy grin, silver tongues and a dozen sins. Wrong side of justice, right side of fate. No time to ask, we're already late. We ain't your chosen, we ain't your knight, but we shine damn bright when the world ignites. And we roll for trouble, we play to win. Out of the sails and into the spin. We're taking chances, bending fate. The last bad call on heaven's slate. Roll for trouble, that's our cue. dungeon born. Maybe one or two, but fate don't ask where it found you. Roll for trouble.
I gotta turn this down because
Yeah.
Coco, did he tell you to do that right then? Oh, yeah. That's how you get a 6 charisma.
You said 4 beards and a bunny, and I felt very left out. So me and Pete talked this through.
So the question is, then who's the bunny?
Yeah.
I'm still the bearded bunny. I'm the bearded bunny.
Oh, that's good. That's
Fantastic.
amazing.
I was looking in the mirror though. I was looking in the mirror though. I was like, holy shit, I look like a female version of Ed Greenwood.
Is that really a bad thing?
There, I'll do one too. Well, yeah. I'll put my, people say on my wife's beard, but other than that, so here we are. Everybody, we did it. Long, long ago in a land called Italy, this all started about, 5 years ago with just paper.
Yeah, it has been 5 years.
And I was using, do you know those little miniatures that came in the tea packets? You guys remember, like, there was a bunny and, like, a little porcelain cow or whatever that came with, like, the Earl Grey packets or whatever? That was our miniatures a long time ago. And here we are on season 3 in the Forgotten Realms, with putting the F in Phandalin today. We got an outstanding crew. That was the original Manu right there. I broke his head and I re-glued him. Yep. And I broke the Hero Forge one as well. And I'm sure I'll get sued for saying Hero Forge, but Hero Forge. I'd be honored if you sued me, to be honest. Thanks for seeing me. But other than that, man, like we got a fantastic crowd with us. We'll go around real quick. I'll kick off some initial things and then we'll pass it. We'll go from Skylar to Coco to Curtis or to Chad. I've got Freudian slips to Chad to Jeremy and then down to Brent for quick what are, if you want to use government names, intros, or what you are, where you're coming from, and things like that. What's your favorite color and whatever. Let's see. Female Ed Greenwood. Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yes.
Oh, like you could be Frida Greenwood as a character name. Yeah, I think.
Yes. Okay, I am totally going to take that next time.
Okay, and that's even a Druish name. You know what I mean? Like it's Greenwood. There we go. So here we are on year 5, season 3. We've got last week we just started our first session with Charmed and Dragon with old world charm running this crew. Courtney was in that, and so was Skylar. So that was a lot of fun. And then this Sunday we start session 0.5 with DM Pete in Saltmarsh. And the way it looks, all 3 DMs, we sat together about 2 months ago, and we all picked some modules to write, and then we all took those modules, and we all threw them in the trash, and are doing whatever the hell we want right now, because we're completely off the rails as of this week. So let's see. This weekend you'll see Coco and I on Lord Gazumba with another Knights of Bone Baddies is back with. Yep, Kara, another one of our cast members, is on there as well. Let's see. And I think, just talking to Jeremy in the bottom, he may bring it up as well, but we're going to kick off some Castles and Crusades. And I should probably also shout out in terms of streams. If you're popping around different stuff, Lord Gazumba's on with Anna and Greyhawk Mike, and Darling's painting, and Bones has some chats going on too. So hit out our stream team. So to keep this short, we're going to continue running 988 for our charity throughout the year. Charity comes from the heart. So if you don't have the squanch, 988's purpose is mental health awareness and suicide awareness. So if you don't have the squanch to like push the button to pay for something, you can really save a life by just reaching out to someone. For me personally, as I'm driving to work or away from work, I got that 30-minute window. where I'll shoot a text to somebody, hey, how you doing, and give them a 30-minute block to just vent on me or whatever. You'd be surprised. You could save a life by just taking a time out maybe once a week and just reaching out to someone you haven't talked to in a while and just saying, hey, how you doing? And then they say, yeah, I'm fine, and then just, you know what I mean, maybe a second, how you doing, you know what I mean, and then just check on them, because you never know what people are going through. So 988 is awesome. If you can either text or dial. It's anonymous, or if you want to be, whatever, tell them your name. They will give you a specialized counselor for whatever you're going through, and get you in, and hopefully get you to the other side of what it is. I would also like to add the fact that you don't have to be as blue as you can get. And I'm talking to men and hard women out there. You don't have to be as blue as you can get to hit 988. No red star cluster is going to come up and shame you for having a bad day and wanting to talk to someone privately. So, reach out there and get a hold of someone. So, sorry, that was a lot of air. Namaced. We'll go over to Skylar. What you got, man?
Hey everybody, I'm Skylar. I'm also Manu. You saw me the other day playing Poppy. I am the other half of Stronghold D&D. I run all the back stuff. So everything that you see on the tech side is what I run. Outside of that, in this little campaign we have going on, I am playing a paladin named Sir Cervantes, the Twice Blessed, and it should be fun. With this character. If you guys checked out the previous season, we had a theme song called "We Are the Stronghold." I'm gonna pop this in here. If you liked that, you can hear that on Spotify. Outside of that, I do all my music on Suno, which is AI generated. So hate me if you want to. I don't care. It makes some good, awesome music.
Read his shirt, everybody. He's making irrational choices. But please drag him in DMs and not in the chat.
Correct. So look forward to this, and yeah, let's have some fun.
All right.
Courtney?
Over
Coco?
Chad. Oh, Coco, yeah. God, I'm the worst at this.
Yeah. It's okay, I'll introduce myself. I'm Coco Bunny 94. Y'all saw me Sunday, like Skylar here, playing, oh my god, I forgot my character's name. I've only played her once. Admira. I was playing Admira.
Feilani.
No, I'm playing Feilani today. I was playing Admira on Sunday.
That's right.
But I'm playing Feilani, the Warrior of the Wood Elves. She is a druid. Really excited. Never played a druid before. Yeah, I'm so happy to be a part of this group. I'm ready to have some amazing fun.
We're excited to have you. Over to Chad.
What's up, everybody? Chad here, Vamp Wickman or Vamp Wickman 05 on the socials and stuff like that. Currently, this is the only stream I'm on. Every now and then, I'm on Jay's stream playing some weird blue-haired freak. Yeah, that has something special for Sir Tim over there. Yeah, I appreciate him. But yeah, no. Besides this, I do a lot of charity work too. I mean, this charity is great. Locally, I'm part of a Raven's Nest. We just meet all the time and raise money. We donate to 2 different charities every month. We try to do as many as possible. The main charity is Make-A-Wish. I'm a wish granter for Make-A-Wish, so I'm always have my hands in trying to make money to help out, all different causes. So definitely all into that tonight and for the foreseeable future until, Tim kills me for matching my character so well as I try to do. I will be playing a Silith Trizal, a Tiefling Cleric, and perhaps a bit of a gambler.
Someone out there got the Don Quixote reference too. All right, so we're gonna do a bit of a gambler. All right,
Bit of a gambler.
Timora. We'll get in more into that.
I just wanted to say gambler. I didn't have to go that deep.
Oh
But
shoot, I
thanks for
forget.
spilling all
That was
that.
secretive. I forgot. I'm the worst DM ever. All right, Jeremy, what you got, buddy?
I got nothing. I'm back for another round of Stronghold, and Tim has killed me, so all bets are off. I'll probably in here. I'm up for it. You can catch me on the socials at Old Men Rolling Dice. Here on Twitch, I'm over at DM_Jeremy and stream there a little bit. And yeah, we were just Tim and I are looking at maybe getting a Castles and Crusades game going shortly. We'll see. We're hoping to. We were like talking to Troll Lords, trying to line up some friendship there and get the game off the ground. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the near future with that. Glad to be back though. Oh, and I'm playing Ignatius, but he goes by many names. Halfling Rogue.
Right. Awesome. Brent, our good friend.
Hi there, everyone.
Play with you.
Yes, I am Brent. My handles on Instagram and such is Brent D&D. I also am on some streaming over there on Dungeon Mechanics on their Twitch and as well. We have I guess 2 or 3 campaigns that I'm in over there right now. They're all kind of on hiatus while Judgy gets his stuff set up in the faraway land of England. And so those will be starting back up next month. And on this channel, on this campaign, I am playing Brodergander Sanderson. He goes by Brody. He is the disappointment of son of a couple of merchants, and he is a warlock of Jormungandr.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for showing up. I'm super excited to get here and honored to be able to start this off with you guys. This what I think I've mapped out to level 20. So right now, and I have to excuse myself, I have about 11. I've been working on threading 20 levels, so I'm going to try to slow this down to level 1 today, and I'm going to do my best to not reveal everything possible and blow the whole campaign. Yeah, so to speak. You got me. Yeah. Inspiration. So I'm just kidding. So here we are. Let's start playing. Let's get into this. People are watching. Let's get into some Dungeons and Dragons here. All of you have, and I'll go kind of around the room as we introduce our characters into the Forgotten Realms here, as you guys are just flowing in to this adventure. So all of you, for one reason or another, and to the audience, all of these folks were over the past 60 to last night days old, arrested for something by the Waterdeep gendarme. If you've been following along in our campaign, our good friend Dragonoff, a legendary season 1 character played by Lawrence, has arrested this motley crew. You're all goodly people in some sort of way, and have been tangled up in whatever downward spiral to get you where you are, liking to an Inglorious Bastards type of scene. You're all in a very similar cell with a bucket with whatever you want in it. You know what I mean? Like off to the corner, a piece of the standard silver plate. You can see out of the corner of your eyes as when you last remember this cell. You all have woke up, and we're starting out, just to some of the audience or whatever, if you're watching, all of these folks have received a very, very vivid dream. But for me as a dungeon master, I like a lot of agency, so I want you guys to either keep your secret or don't. It's up to you. The power of what you have seen in your dream is up to you. You can decipher it in any sort of way, but it is in sense everybody here has received a map, or everybody yesterday here was your average drunken duck NPC, or just walking around in the background in CGI and then looping back every 30 minutes on the screen in Skyrim, and then this morning you awaken to a character sheet, you know what I mean? Somewhere on yourself, you see some, a health bar above you, and you're like, ooh, ooh, it's got a blue bar under my red bar. That's never been there. And as you see, a little thing that says XP 0. You know, that's never been there before. And you punch a rat and it goes to like 0.5. But anyways, so you're sitting there. You all wake up from this dream, much like if you were an elf coming out of a trance. You don't feel like you slept. At some point in time, you know, you closed your eyes and this occurs and you're fully rested and your eyes are open. There's no boogies in your eyes or anything like that. You just kind of sit there. You all look down and you see the hay, a little bit of moisture. It's very dark, but you can tell that somewhere there must be some sort of shaft in this, near this alley of cells. You can hear iron scraping somewhere, but if you know old-timey castles, they'll cut like little slits in the walls to let light come in. And you've been there for however long, whoever decides to be there the longest, you know it must be daytime because there's a glint of light on a puddle in the little passageway that leads to your cells. There's a wall on the other side of your cell, and it's just, you see a cell, you don't really hear much, you know, it's quiet. And then, we'll start with Cervantes. You hear a so, about 60 feet away from you. We're in, I gotta stop using meters and stuff because we're in Gygax land, so we're in feet and yards here. So you hear, and then scream slam behind you. You hear the keys rattle, and you hear a couple footsteps kind of coming down, and whispers, and it's a fake. You hear like fake paladin, and you know what I mean, like coming down and then Feilani, you see someone this walk by, and then Silith, the shadows walk by, then Ignatius, the shadow walks by, down to Brody. And I'm gonna have to do this until, what does Freud say, 18 times before it leaves short term to long term. So I'm gonna have to say your name several times before I stop calling you Brent and then just call you Brody when we meet in person.
I chose to be our name just so it's alliterative. So
that's why I stay with Sir Timothy. It just keeps things easy peasy. Sir Timothy the sorcerer.
Can I ask a quick question for you? How long has it been since the wedding?
Oh, several months. Several months.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what wedding? I'm sorry. What wedding?
Sir Timothy's wedding.
Several months.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. This will all get caught up. You guys are on season 4 of Downton Abbey, so you don't know why Bates is the way he is. But anyway, so like, you'll all get caught up here. Please, no spoilers, because I'm on season 4. I will ban you, chat. I will ban you. It's so stressful. Yeah. In the world around you, right? And we could go into this a little bit more. You start reflecting on the fact that it's roughly 1485 DR, if anybody RAs or Salvatore. But almost a year ago, a great war happened near the Well of Dragons to fight back Tiamat. There was this great group of people called the Duchy of Skyreach, or the Stronghold, and they are the heroes of the land. They defeated this great incursion. While this happened, at the same time, the giants uprose, right? Storm King's Thunder happened, right? So, and then another group, our season 2 guys, went off in the vacuum of leadership. They went north and fought off bad giant things, right? And that just kind of closed. Literally, recently, the world heard a bell ring across the land, much like the Drakhorn having great powers over Forgotten Realms. The bell ringing the return to the Ordning may have happened no less than 2-3 days ago. It wasn't very long ago. So everybody in your mind may think giants are still a problem. Okay? That's where we're at in the world, but you were in safe Waterdeep. Yeah. Okay? So, you all come up. the clinking, the scuffling of feet. You guys can kind of make out a glint of breastplates in very clean, uniforms. Dark capes ringing behind them, but these capes won't get them hung. These are cool capes, right? So, and then they've got one guy's got some sort of pole arm, and the other one's got a various a melee weapon like a short sword. Walks to your cell, and they're like, "Someone's here to see you, Cervantes." The thing, she's like, and then the taller one next to him's like, "Up, get up." Uh, so Cervantes, you're there. You see them on, the other side of the cell. The cell door opens. The shorter one, the humanoid human, has got his hand on a like we'll say a bastard sword, and just like, you're gonna want to come with us. Someone's here to see you.
I'll stand up, and I'm assuming my hands are shackled. I don't know. Uh, I'll follow him, but as I walk towards him, I'm going to say my daily prayer. O glorious and most merciful Tir Tremoni, patron of unseen valor and breakfast justice, grant me today the fortitude to smite evil, the wisdom to recognize, and the luck to avoid any town guard who still remembers my name. God, bless my blade, though it may be chipped, my armor, though it may squeak when I run. I don't even know where it's at right now. Let my steed, wherever it is, remember me fondly, and may the sacred code I follow, though unwritten and wildly misunderstood, guide every noble misstep. If it be thy will, let today be the day that I finally do a good deed and I actually get noticed. Amen. Or something close to that.
And you just hear him just like, sweet Agma's toes, please. Could you please? And then, like he hooks something to like a D ring to your shackles, and just like, and just starts pulling you. You know what I mean? Like, down the hallways, and you guys kind of see, I'm guessing, describe yourself as you pass, Brody. Like, what is, as the light kind of bounces around in this place, a little bit of sunlight starting to come up where you can see the specks of dust, kind of forming. What do they see?
So you see a somewhat weathered. He's got tan skin, tan wrinkled skin. He's in his 50s, like salt and pepper, very nice salt and pepper hair. It's obviously messy right now because Cervantes has been in this jail cell for a bit of time, but he's fairly built. He looks noble. You're not sure if he is, but he looks noble. He carries himself as though he's a noble, but he seems very pious, and that's all you guys know because you've heard him read what I just read. That's his daily prayer that he reads every single day, multiple times a day. So as far as you guys know, he's very pious in that regard. But he looks like a fighter. He looks like a paladin. He acts like a paladin, and he looks very nice for an older gentleman.
Okay, so sexy Kevin Costner. I got it. No problem.
There you go. Yeah, that works. That works. I like that. Yeah. Sexy Kevin Costner. There you
go. So, they walk you by, and you'll all, he leads you, out another door. The door, the iron door shuts, and you can see through this. They drape like a flour bag or some sort of sandbag type thing over top of your head, and they're like, just watch your step, just look down, you've done this before. And they'll walk you can see lamps and stuff like that, and then they kind of stop you, and then they walk you down farther, and maybe for an instance you're thinking like, oh, I'm going to even worse part of the dungeon, because up is out, right? And it gets pretty dark, and he walks you down one of those windy, tight, castle stairs that it's just a body's width, and you go down, and down. The scuffing hits. You see more lamps. It's kind of lit. He brings you in they walk you in straight into another holding cell. It looks a lot like what's on the map, and sits you in, what is that, keypad 1 there. You can kind of see they pull the hood off as you get in there, and they're just like, they shut it. They're like, and they'll be like, we'll be back soon. They go upstairs, basically the same thing. They go down to Brody's.
Tier bless you.
What? You know what I mean? He's just like, bless you, thank you. Don't. And then they look at each other and like, yeah, don't smite me. And they just start like walking and giggling out these things like, yeah, try not to lay hands. And then just they leave and they're making like paladin jokes at you, but whatever. So they head back. They go up the same routine, and they walk by everybody again, and they get down to Brody. They open up the door. It opens. They're quiet, and they're like, "All right, you're next up."
Hissy hiss, hiss 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 hiss. I'm kidding. Just take me where you need me to go.
Yeah, it's much better. You sure you don't have to, pray or something or pontificate? You don't have to flex.
No, I'm fine. I thought I would follow up on what he was doing, and I didn't think I could pull it off and make it convincing. So I'm just gonna
I
follow
see
you.
the die 4 floating all around you. Trust me, you're blessed. And they hook the D ring on, and they they take you upstairs. But for the first time, we'll do the same path. They pull the hood off, right? But Cervantes in the bright light, like, so what does Cervantes see, Brody?
So Brody is a pretty tall drow elf. He's tall for a drow elf. He's about 6 feet tall. He has long blonde, white hair, and in his eyes, instead of being the normal drow colored eyes, he has yellow eyes, and for the pupils, he has like the vertical slit pupils of a serpent. He's wearing like a cloak that looks like it's made out of like snake skin. And then his pants and shirt generally look pretty similar, but not as thick as the cloak.
Okay.
And he's got these snake tattoos that go down his arms and coil around with the serpent heads on the back of his hands.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. Definitely not a Zentaro. But
Sick.
yeah. Not to be confused with the other snake guys in the Forgotten Realms. Ooh, I like your mug all the way, sir. Anyways, yeah. Let's see. So, same kind of routine happens, and I went completely out of sequence, didn't I? Well, I'll go back. So then Ignatius. Yep, they make it down to Ignatius. The same thing, routine. You guys are starting to pick up from your passive perception that, like, you can see a little bit more light. They're approaching you. Is there anything that you want to do as they're approaching?
No, I just go with them. But like when we're going down the stairs, if I could maybe trip into one of them and try to take keys off them.
Absolutely. First roll.
I'll shove it into any sort of crevice that I have available to me.
Yep. So you're like this. We're gonna go disadvantage on this one, right? Because you're bound.
Okay.
Unless you want to come up with a way you can explain to me how it's not. But so they're confident now, which is good. The guy with the halberd is ahead, and the dude with the broadswords got you kind of pulling you. And you're in the rear. Don't say. Jeez, Pete. And man, and he's moving, pulling you forward. So go ahead, roll your sleight of hand. I got to get through this.
I did horrible. I only got a 14.
Okay, so you bumped into him, and literally he's just like, "Dude, are you serious? He just
What?
stops. He turns around. He's like, are you serious? You're
What?
you're literally in jail.
I tripped.
For- yeah.
I'm
and
just
it-
little. Look at the size of these manacles you've got on me. They're very off balancing.
Yeah, the tall guy goes, "Oh, I'm just a baby. I got no money." And they, he pulls the lanyard. Make a dex save. I want to see if you keep your feet
Can I use my acrobatics to keep my feet?
Sure. How do you want it? Yeah. So for me, as we mentioned before, if you're going to
my
make a
God.
dex save, what'd you get?
10.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
really
that
good
makes-
at it. I'm really good at it. I just shit on
So
the
to be
roll.
clear, because we just came off a level 15 campaign, a 10 is actually pretty good for a level 1 character. So you scuff a little bit, but you basically just get pulled forward. If you weren't a practice thief rogue, you would have ate shit. But he pulls you to let you know that, like, dude, like, get your shit together. I am the authority figure in this area, and he brings you in.
When my guildmates hear how you treated me. Oh.
Okay. He stops.
Oh.
He's like, "Would you like to go on about your guildmates?" And the other one whips out a piece of paper. You know what I mean? Like a cop, and be like, "Yeah, are there any guildmates that you'd like to?"
Maybe you've heard of the great eye beneath the city?
Beneath the city. Yeah.
Yeah. Xanathar? You maybe have heard of him? With his little goldfish pet?
And he closed the book. He's like, "Oh, Xanathar. Okay." And then like they're like, "This guy's full of shit, like a Christmas turkey." "What's Christmas?" The other guy says. And they, and he's like, "Oh, it's like a place way up north." Anyways, and they keep walking. So
Maybe just
you're in this room. You go down the tight stairs. You go into what looks like this area on the map. They bring you into the one gate, a second gate, and they walk you to the cells. But you walk in between. Brody, you can see him at an angle, right? And Cervantes, he's walking right by you. But what would you say is your quick appearance?
Even for a halfling, he's tiny. Like, he's very scrawny. And he has really sort of, his feet are slightly oversized with a good base of fur on top of them, and he has sort of scruffy twisted hair. He has some kind of a wound down his left arm. It's like, you would think it's maybe a tattoo, but it's white in color, and it looks relatively fresh, like maybe a burn or something. And it wraps around his left arm, as he comes in, he looks at the two of you, he like gives you the chin up. So
Yep. So this is live. You guys want to shit talk and greet each other? It's on you. But you definitely see, this very short, hairy-footed. Thank the Lord, I'm not into feet. Half.
Oh yeah, like my nails are in rough shape. Like, I've had to use my teeth to trim them and everything. Like,
not a fan. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's tough down here. It's tough down here.
Only half.
But
yeah. But yeah, you guys see him walk in. Anything? How do you, Cervantes? Do you react?
No, I just peer like anybody in a jail cell would. If I had a mirror to poke out, I'd try to get a better look. But I'm just trying to get a lay of the land here of who's.
Is this
coming
where we
in.
do the cavity search?
They just.
No cavity searches here yet.
Yeah, maybe Xanathar could do that for you, and they walk you in to the cell, and
you just watch yourself. I have the death sentence in nine cities.
Oh shoot! Yes. Thank you. Star Wars. That's great. What's that guy? He's like the butt chin guy. That's what we called him back in the early '80s. The butt chinian. I think what they were called. Anyways, all right, we've derailed. All right, and now we're off to Silith. You don't really know how far the hallway goes down that way, but relatively closely, the other cells next to you were just opened, and you hear the feet. So you're getting confident with like, oh, I'm being moved or whatever. Same circumstance. You hear them coming. Is there anything that you want to do?
So I basically heard them shit talking the rest of the people that were um, being brought out. Nice. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I would have woken up a bit startled from the dream, but not really shocked. And
Yeah.
actually, in waking up, a heat would have come out of the cell
Oh.
from one of my cantrips. Like it
Yep.
just heat would have eroded, and I would have been in like, oh, oops.
Yeah, so a little bit of, so you wake up a little bit, you're drifting in and out as the shadows come by, and you pop a cantrip. The feet stop directly in front of Feilani's cell, and they're like, "Hey, you, do we need to bring more guards in here?"
Sorry, I had a weird dream. I was no, I'm not going to do that again. I didn't mean
And
to
you
do
can't
that.
see them because they're being cautious because obviously there's a lot of
Yeah,
magic in the realms. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Because my
uh,
hands are up, and I'm like, nope, I didn't mean to do that.
yeah, they
We're
walk
good.
up and they basically through they open up the cell and they hand, you know what I mean? They're like, put this D ring on your own cuffs, and they're like more, cautious with you. Do you cooperate?
Oh yeah, yeah. Snap them on,
If anybody has jail icks, let me know because this is not my favorite place ever. I want to get out of here as quick as possible.
And
Anyways,
as, as soon as I snap them on, I flip a coin to them, almost as a tip, and I'm just ready to walk out.
and you hear them. They're like, guy looks at him and he's like, Paul, didn't you search them? First guy, the snake guy had a cape, and this dude just flicked a coin at us. And he takes it and he puts it away like, well, the dude just gives them one of these emojis, and they start dragging you. The same case. So, Feilani is getting brighter, but what does Feilani see as they bring you by? Do you make eye contact with her, or you looking around, or how do you want to?
Yeah, I'm just kind of keeping an eye around to see who else is in there, to see what kind of trouble this actually could be based on how I got arrested the night before.
Um, Justinius, what's up? Okay, so are you okay? So what does she see as your character? How would you describe yourself? Obviously, a
So
tiefling, hopefully,
yeah,
unless you're
tiefling,
Halo.
early 30s, stands proud, like chest up, doesn't feel embarrassed or anything. Still has a cloak on. I mean, there's nothing to it, and he would have had a holy symbol on him, which again is another one of those coins. So I flipped him a coin that had a four-leaf clover on it, basically.
So
Um,
what I will say is, in this dungeon, your holy symbol is left with you.
yeah.
So in to any
Oh.
situations you guys have been here,
Hmm.
you guys would have like this is a very Waterdeep used to be one type of way about 6 to 9 months ago. Since the Archbishop of Waterdeep, Henry, season one, came into place, like this is a way more goodly location. There's a giant cathedral being built in the center, likened to Spain, the big Madrid thing. You know what I mean? Like weird tower stuff. Super high. Climbing to tier. Tier is like new hotness. Anybody can be whatever they want, but in previous campaigns, that's been pretty heavy. So, anyways, hence Cervantes is probably fanboying this, and that's why the guards have been clowning him. So yeah, so they take you downstairs. Bless you. You walk into this dungeon, this other dungeon that's more lit. As you walk down the hallway, they pull the potato sack off your head, and you can do quick glimpses around if you want to, but you definitely see the other characters. Good lamps in here. The floor seems kind of swept, right? You can see as well. There's a smell. Actually, roll a perception check. You can as you come in, and then we'll
Sweet
go. Coco, you're here in a sec. Slash Phelan.
dice rolling.
Last.
I got a 7.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
very bright. It's very
You
bright.
smell dungeon, and you just they literally pull the hat off you, and you just kind of keep your eye. You're so Stockholm syndromed that you just kind of you guys see him kind of go by with his head down. You see a tiefling get moved to the bottom like keypad 4 there, and gets moved into that cell and sits down. You guys can feel free to say, "Hey, what's up?" or we can move on. Anybody want to say anything?
It's like they're really
Dark
bringing in the
Vision,
good guys today.
What kind of lightweights? I'm a murderer. I'm supposed to be locked up in high security.
Oh yeah, this is super high, and like they, you guys can see them just kind of look at each other, and like do that weird side eye glance to each other.
You just see me.
And then
You
you
just
do
see
hear him say,
Cervantes playing with a belt buckle in his hand. Just he's playing with a belt buckle constantly.
I will say, based on what Brent, roll a no Cervantes. You're closer to the edge there. Both Silith and Cervantes, roll a perception check.
Oh,
I'm gonna take
that's
that.
9.
Okay, cool, tight. You hear when he mentions that he's a murderer. You hear a dude with a gorget around his neck walk from that outside hallway on the map. He stands up from the table, walks over to the dude with the halberd next to the guy with the broadsword. He's clearly a leader, grabs him by the back and whispers something in his ear. What did you get, Brody?
I got a 7 plus 3, 10.
You definitely hear like, no, that guy's no joke. Keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Like what you know what I mean? And then the dude with the halberd was like, I thought, and he gives this quizzical look like, I thought these guys. Hang on, I gotta let my lab out the door. He's gonna start like just doing the spin, and it's like escalation of force. First, I'm gonna start walking, then I'm gonna start. Oh, you gonna lay down? You want to go see mom? He wants to stay now. Anyways, so Bailani, but you definitely you heard that weird like they're kind of joking with you guys, but then they were corrected with the halfling. Feilani, you're not sure if you were alone in the first place, right? But now you knew that there were other folks down the hallway. You just came out of this dream, vision, something, and then all of this kind of happened. Like it just stepped into the next chapter. They open up the door again real quick. They leave it open as they walk. That's another different thing. They were kind of closing it behind themselves. Now that and then at any point in time, anybody can be like, I want a perception check. Just by the way, because we're live on whatever, so you can always just stop me as I'm doing this. Like, feel free. But they grabbed it, the same thing. They're like, are you going to come with us of your own accord? As they open up the gate, like, and they hold the D ring, like, you should come with us.
Yeah, so I woke up from my dream, a little bit excited because it revealed some things to me that I really needed to know. But then I saw the guards coming to get me, and that excitement just completely went away. And nervousness, and a little bit of frustration kind of hit me all at once. And as I'm shackled, I'm moving forward. I was like, I really shouldn't be here. I didn't do anything wrong, as they're putting the ring on. And I've been trying for the past couple days since I've been here to try to convince these guys, but they're not listening to me. And I'm trying to still convince them as we're, walking to wherever they're supposed to be taking us.
So fantastic. I'd like you to roll a charisma check.
Oh. Damn you, Tim.
If you think I'm going to capitalize on this one, she's got a 6 charisma, everybody. What'd you get?
So it's 18.
You get an 18?
Yeah, it's an 18, but I rolled a nat 20, so that's awesome.
Wait, you rolled a nat 20, though.
I rolled a nat 20.
First nat 20 of the...
She
So
rolled the
this
first
guy-
nat 20 on Sunday too.
He's like, you hear him being like, look, you hear the guy with the halberd turns around and the guy with the broadsword stops him, runs in his chest, and he's like, she's got a point. She's got a point. What is she doing in here? Just going after knowledge. We could go that way, and then I think, and he's like, no, stop. He said to meet him downstairs. Just keep going. But for a second there, you know what I mean? Like, you get this,
I'm
sense,
like, oh.
that the chain goes down, like it releases the tension, and they keep walking. You know what I mean? Like with you, they're like, "Please come."
Okay, and I'm like, I'm mumbling to myself. I'm like, I really need to get out of here. I cannot waste time being here. This is not the plan.
I know. And then the taller guy, Dave, you know what I mean? Oh, it was Paul, right? Paul's like, I know. Don't worry. And then as they get down to the base of the stairs, he locks it up and he starts whispering. He's just like, "Hey, just follow along. It'll only be a moment. We'll go upstairs and get him, and then I think you guys have good news. All right, Kai, you're done. Sorry, Kai's got to go out. Mister, come here.
Like, oh, a new guy. Oh wait, it's the doggo.
Kai is going to jail too.
Yeah.
Now we're here to entertain
Doggy
ourselves.
jail.
He doesn't know what he wants. But he gets one chance in the room, and then when he starts nosing the door, you gotta go. So here, you turn the corner. You guys notice a elven woman. I'm guessing, and I don't want to steal too much of your stuff. Come in, but Feilani, how would you like to describe yourself as you get walked to the very back end of this thing? So you're walking by all of them, and if you guys want to be gross and you know what I mean, like cat call or say hi or you know what I mean, like whatever. But I think everybody's in the cell because you're kind of a good person. You know what I mean? So, yep. How would you like to describe yourself, Feilani?
So you can kind of see this female. Basically, I'm describing her as a female Megan Fox. She's very beautiful, but she's got the smudges of dirt all over her, so it's kind of like it kind of like diminishes her beauty just a little bit. But the first thing you notice is the vast contrast of her like green neon eyes against her obsidian black hair. You can see leather braces, you can see leather tunic, and then a cloak that has her druid tribe kind of brooch clasp. And when she notices all of you, she's like, oh, other people. Okay, I didn't know I was gonna be around other people.
And oddly enough, you kind of hear nice gestures from the tall guy that was picking on Cervantes. Be like, it's okay. We'll put you way down at the end, okay? And then they
as he walks away, you hear Cervantes, by the glittering girdle of Galadriel, a vision so fair hath entered. My knees nearly declared mutiny. Tell me, radiant forest blossom, dost thou frequent taverns of destiny, or have I merely stumbled into a bard's unfinished sonnet?
Did you just
When
say?
she hears that,
Yeah, go ahead.
when she hears that, she like turns up her cloak hood, and it's kind of like you can like see like a little bit of like blush on her cheeks, but she's like, please don't talk to me, please don't talk to me.
Whatever you think I said, I said it.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy to whisper 3 times as loud, though. Smooth. So it sounds like a whisper, but it's 3 times louder. It's just booming. Smooth.
Yeah. They're going to stop and, oh, is this the first time you've met the false paladin, Cervantes? Like, he's got you know what I mean? There is a reputation as they look to you, Silas, and then they look at each other and they're like, well, good luck. You know what I mean? Because, either they'll walk by, you know what I mean? And be like, do you want to compel duel me right now? Is there anything that like they're just like doing snarky, paladin things. And then they kind of walk off into the distance. The door shuts. For this moment, and I'll kind of flip the hourglass and kind of go around, but it is quiet. You guys can see each other. If you stuck your head out, like it's like you could stick your head out of the gate and like look down um two cells and see where Feilani went. You could look across the hall. So basically, Cervantes, you're across from Ignatius. In that cell in the bottom in the middle is I'm sorry, Silith is in the bottom. Ignatius is in the bottom middle. And then in the bottom right is Brody, and across from Brody is Feilani. So Feilani, you can see, a guy in a hood, and you can see various tattoos on him. But I'll turn it over to you guys if you guys want to have a quick chat. If not,
Cervantes, I feel like you're not getting the respect you deserve.
Oh, it's fine. I get it all the time. Don't worry about me.
Oh, okay.
Because he's a poser.
Oh, he's a poser. Okay.
I can smell it from over here.
How dare you? How dare you, sir? I am Sir Cervantes the Twice Blessed.
Twice blessed.
Why twice? If you don't mind me asking.
My God blesses me twice. With every deed that I do, I am blessed twice. Every deed that I do, I bless twice. My God tier will get me out of this. I know it.
Were any of you at the party I was at last night? Because I don't recognize any of you.
Sir, I've been here. I've been here for a while.
Some of you. Oh, yeah, you were not at the party then. Probably
I've only been here about maybe 4 or 5 days. I'm not really sure. I've lost track of time already.
I don't really have any memory of before just waking up. I don't really know how long I've been in here. Does anyone know how long I've been in here? I feel like I don't really have any memory of last night either, for that matter.
Okay. Maybe you were at the party.
No.
He might have been at the party. Okay, that's fair.
No, that's true.
I only had this strange dream. That's all I had.
We don't care, Cervantes. Shut up.
Wait. That's quite a coincidence, because I feel like I've also had like a vision type, dream as well in my trance. Because I don't sleep.
Well, I had a dream about a knight, which I think was me, because I am a knight. A valiant knight.
I'd like to do an inside check on that.
I mean, I think I am.
We'll also set some things up. You guys can roll whatever you want. You guys have all.
I got a 19 for an inside check on that.
On who?
Sir Cervantes, on him being a knight.
Okay. Roll a.
I mean, I'm definitely a knight. I'm just.
So when you're rolling against a character here in terms of PvP, I'm gonna let him set his own. You know what I mean? Like his own DC on this one. So he rolls that. He rolls a 19.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like realize at 25, I'm gonna step in on it. But
I am a knight. You realize
yeah.
that I'm probably not a paladin like I say I am. That's.
Are the two really synonymous?
Say it over and over again, and he's curious why.
Like one of those circumstances. Are you telling us? Or are you telling yourself?
For the insight check, what you realize is like I am telling the truth. That I am a knight. Okay. Like I am a knight. Okay. But the false paladin thing, you got like, okay, yeah, okay, he's probably not an actual paladin. Okay, I got that.
Clearly.
Shut up, Ignatius.
That's already happening. This is great. The snarkiness occurs. The snarky paladin. So you guys do hear a conversation in the distance, and you get the sense that the guards open up this center door, like right. I'll show you guys here on the map. They depart. They open up this door, and it seems quiet for a moment.
So I've been here for several weeks now. I've never been down in this part of the dungeons. Any idea why they might have brought us down here?
And you can hear in the distance, oh, I can help that. You see a person, a little person, smaller than Cervantes, or smaller than, have to look at screen, Ignatius. A little bit, maybe just an inch shorter, with a straight pointed bicorn hat that is beige. Walks in, very clean business suit with a monocle, right, that he's got in his eye, and it's dangled to a chain. And as you look closer, you've never seen, some of you may have seen a goblin before, but this goblin looks over at both Silith and Cervantes and smiles with perfect teeth, just like weirdly perfect teeth. And he sets the candle down with, to be like a candle about this tall on, one of those Ebenezer Scrooge plates with a hook on it, and he sets it there, and he hops his little butt up on the edge. He's like, hi, I'm sorry to disturb you. Reads from notes, so I stay on track. This is where I shift, if you guys have seen this before. It's like, I'm sorry to disturb you, but I have an offer. If you could please listen. I think a terrible thing has happened, and I need to get news to a dear friend of mine. I've been following you, and I'm sorry that I have been, on behalf of the Lord's Alliance and the Duchy of Skyreach, who you may or may not have heard of, or the Stronghold. You see, they're all gone, and it seems, despite what has occurred just recently, even with the giants, another calamity may be brewing. Oh, this realm that's forgotten by the gods. I feel alone, but I must stay here. The Bishop, Gwyn, is running instead of the Archbishop of Waterdeep. So they're very busy. Anyways, I need you to go to a small town called Fandlin, if possible. There's a sheriff there. Her name's Cara Doom. I need you to bring her either to Waterdeep or discover what's troubling this world. She's the closest thing I have to a friend. Well, look, I found you all because, well, you seem the type to get things done at any cost. We'll get things done. You all need an out, and I think I can help you with this out, or help you along your way. I have the means, at least until my friends get back, or when they get back. If what I believe is true, and you are the type that deep down would defend the realm, when there is no other to come, or at least tell Kara and let me know she's safe, and maybe get her help, if you will. And he's got like a small contract. He pulls out this tube, unscrolls the tube, and lays it out on this stone table that's in between. You guys are in these cages as well, or cages. You're in these cells. I can provide you from the coffers from Stronghold 100 gold pieces each, just to begin, just to think about it. Well, if you'll at least begin the quest, and I can explain this more. 100 gold pieces upon your return, once you've proven to me that you met her. Or, if if you'll sign on to the Stronghold contract, if you'll hang on to Dear Sweet Droop Droop, through an organization that I can explain to you later, can give you 100 gold pieces a month, as long as you stay on retainer. Are any of you potentially interested? And he lays out this, this piece of paper and pats it. And he's, on his little booty, and he's trying to make eye contact with all of y'all, but he's in the center there.
A quest.
So 100 now, 100 now, 100 on return, and then 100 a month if we decide to sign up for your retainer. And what would be required if we're on this retainer?
Well, I mean, there's an organization that's in almost every single town that you would either report to or receive any guidance from and help along the way. There seems to be a great deal of confusion. There was some sort of big ceremony to induct our new bishop, Gwyn, of Sundabar, and this little robot showed up and started barking about how the town of Neverwinter has a new ruler. Not that Lord Daggalt Neverember was that fantastic anyways. They might be in better hands. But the robot showed up coming through a shadow in this big thing, and, well, Henry left, and I can't get a hold of anybody. But I want to make sure that my friend is okay. A noble Gabo, indeed.
Question. If we
Yes.
do this, will our crimes of why we are here, will you sweep these under the rug and they never happened?
I can tell you, I will speak to Lady Lariel herself and get this removed. She's the Open Lord current status of Waterdeep, or of the Lord's Alliance, the realm, as it were. So that's a pretty, yes, and you can see on the contract itself, and he points it up, and you can see a little seal that has like a L and an S, because I think it's wait, no, she's a Blackstaff. Is it Silvery Moon?
Like Lariel Silver Moon,
yeah, so it says
something like that.
Lariel Silverhand. And
Yes.
if you wanted to check that, you can. But you see a silver, ringed, stamp, tutors, stamp that says like, yeah, this is your get out of jail free card.
I stand up tall and proud.
What do we actually have to do?
Oh, well, if you could. So there's a little bit of this. I have a dear friend and a scholar who's at an establishment just down the street called the Drunken Duck. There's a great caravan that is going north, and to provide relief, I believe the relief company is called the Waterdeep Organization for Relief Supply and Triage. Some nobles have been donating to the WRST, and there's a great convoy going north to provide relief to cities that have been battered by the giants. And in this, oh, it sounds great, Coco. And in this convoy of several folks, it's one of the first relief convoys to head to the north. And, well, if you know anything about Phandalin, the relief should stop there first. And he looks around like, are you aware of anything? Do you watch CNN? You know what I mean? And, well, yeah, maybe you don't. But do you guys like adventure? I'm certain of it.
A quest to save
Do you like
to save the fair Cara Dune by Tyr Timothy's tangled beard. Yes.
Is that what he asked us to do?
So we're just supposed to find out if she's okay, right? And if we speak to her and then come back and tell you we spoke to her, and then that's it?
If and then just let me know her safety, and if she's got anything following on, or if she needs help, I just want to send her aid. There aren't very many adventurers left. There's a good chance that her in the frontier, that, she could get rolled up. Well, that's a military term. She could be in some really tough times.
It's Cara Dune. I mean, she could be rolled up in something.
Yeah.
Well, so you're
Well,
giving us each 100 gold. And should we take her? Do you want us to take her any gold as well?
Well, I don't know what she does need, and you are basically providing anyone in Waterdeep, Lady Lariel herself, a first bit of reconnaissance.
Just physical support for now.
For now, just, yep. So,
That's a
admin
lot
side,
of coin for support. I'm just saying.
well, you
This
do
sounds like a
probably-
shell and rock game. I know nitwit, Gobbo.
Oh, I understand. Noble halfling. Well, there is a convoy company. They're being led by a noble knight, much like yourself, Sir Cervantes. There's a noble knight there. You'll meet Sir Pete. You can call him Dude. He runs. He'll be leading an organization called the Order of the Gauntlet. Basically, just himself, as he's just one of the only knights available to lead this convoy north. And if you could provide protection for the convoy, all the better. I feel in my heart. I've seen you, and I know there's goodness.
You've seen us?
Oh, well, I mean, I get around town a little bit. I've been to a few parties, and
Where have you seen me?
He was stalking us, is what he said. Which,
Yeah.
that's fine. I understand. Droop. I get it.
Well,
I don't know how he can hide with those bloody teeth. I mean,
Are you sure?
we'd see that.
And the horns are kind of big as well.
Yeah. And sometimes, and he looks at, Brody, and he's like, sometimes, you can just tell someone's heart.
Okay.
Well,
Isn't that sweet?
I don't want to spend another minute here. I have a set goal, a life mission, you could call it, and I can't finish that in here.
Well,
So if it will get me out, and I can be on retainer for you, and then do my life mission, I'm fine with that.
well, I can tell you, we do have significant resources. As a matter of fact, dear book thief, one of the people that you're going to meet at the Drunken Duck is a scholar from Candlekeep itself. And I would say, if you do go on and you do sign the contract, I will provide you his name and description. But once you sign on, then I can provide more information if you'd like. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, first,
That's a first.
I didn't steal the book. I was going to put it back after I read its contents.
Oh.
But they came in and they caught me while I was reading it. And they assumed, because I don't know how to speak for myself.
You're doing well now.
I understand. There was a time, and he looks at himself, where these teeth weren't as perfect as they are now. There was a time when I, too, was looked down upon for my appearance. And you can tell he's very overly dressed to provide a appearance to make people feel comfortable about him being a goblin. Like, he's clearly been picked on his whole life. Like, he's the droop. He keeps his name because he's proud of it. But did we lose him forever, or
I don't
is
know.
he popping up? Oh.
Is that Droop in the middle on the table?
Yeah.
Yes.
Droop.
Yes.
So, shockingly, the tiefling has reservations about contracts.
Um,
When
Yeah,
it
you
comes
can-
to,
what?
souls
Yeah.
and things, but as I'm not happy being in this cell, and I'm always ready for an adventure, even with new friends, I would Droop, I would be happy to get out of here and help out.
If you're afraid of contracts and signing your name,
No, I
Then-
wouldn't say that. That's
Yeah.
internally. The tiefling's like,
oh, okay.
contracts are a good way to get souls. My family has had dealings with contracts as far
So
as
he
I
just
know.
looks at you, and you can see he's got like ink stains on his pants,
Mhm.
and he reaches, and there's a little like oil thing and ink thing and he twists it open and he's got like a little bit of quill and he's like, come, and you're behind the cell, and he's like, it was never locked. It was just an illusion to keep you from fighting each other. Not an illusion, a ruse.
Right.
But the doors are not. You know what I mean? Like, Silo, you could open it up and you're like, oh.
I step out and I'm the first one to go sign because I want out of here.
Oh, excellent.
This first time we sign is just for this trip. We're not signing the long-term contract, right?
It does if you were to read this, and I will say you could quickly glance at this. It does not look like a devil's contract. That like as you're reading it, you're like, and then motorcycle screen door, peanut butter. There's you know what I mean. Like it seems like a very a contract that you may have seen before for getting work, borrowing an oxen or something like that. Like, hey, 100 up front, 100 per month if you stay on. You know what I mean? Contract. If you leave and come back and work for a month, you get 100 gold pieces. Like you're a part of this team, whether if you can just leave whenever you want.
Okay. So it auto renews until we cancel. Is there like a cancellation notice we have to give?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
A fee?
No. He's like, he looks at you like, I might be a dentist, but I'm not that smart. I don't. No. It just 100 now. And he looks over his shoulder, and you can see against the wall are some like a weapons rack, and you guys can see your stuff over there. Crates. Like if you had a yellow cloak or something like that, it's drooped like neatly. And you can also smell food. There is a table over there with like fresh food sitting there, and like steaming tea. And so as your eyes kind of open up, on the outside of that gate is like a little bit of a feast.
Ooh. My stomach starts growling. I don't know when the last time I ate was, but I do seem to be hungry. Okay. All right, I'm with her. I'm gonna go sign. And
Okay.
I'll walk out and sign.
At 2 or 3. Who hasn't signed yet?
So I'm currently wrongfully imprisoned for a series of entirely explainable misunderstandings. I shall not let these bars contain my purpose. I, Sir Cervantes the Twice Blessed, do hereby accept this noble charge. Also, if anybody has a croissant, I'm accepting donations, and I sign.
I hate
I would
Droop's
sign
like, I
it.
got a bad debt. But
And I'd shake Droop's hand.
okay.
I
He's
know
like-
what it's like to be judged on appearance a little bit.
Yep. I'll tell you, you can tell that he's done his best at trying to file his nails that probably grow like rapidly. But you can see that there's a lot of like biting and stuff like that to keep his nails down or whatever. You do get, you can make a perception check or whatever, but he definitely shakes your hand.
If you want to know more about Droop, just let me know.
I want to look at the contract about the pardon. Is the pardon included in this?
Yep. Upon signing said contract and being an upstanding citizen of the Lord's Alliance, you know what I mean? Blah blah blah. You are hereby, if proven valuable by Cara Dune, warranted deputies of, you like if you do look in there, deputies of Phandalin and the Lord's Alliance. Like, oh,
I'll look at him. I'm like, so all the murders go away?
Murder?
Wait, did you really commit a bunch of murders?
You did those things?
I carve up fools quicker than my ma peels potatoes.
Okay.
Don't
Did-
let the fuzzy feet and the sunny smile fool you.
You?
I've gutted Goliaths, I've outwitted wizards, and I've left enough bodies to fertilize the Sword Coast.
I'm gonna do a check on that, an insight check.
so when you do this, like I said, it's like this. Jeremy's his own character's DM when you do compete. Yeah, so he can set the check on it because, yeah, does that make sense,
14.
Jeremy?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to oppose roll anyways and see what
Oh,
I
fun.
I roll a 14.
I can tell you that I got a 25 on my deception.
Okay,
Whoa.
that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're like, didn't he just say everybody's good here?
Yeah,
But
it is
what you do know from your 14 is this little creature seems like a really good dude. And
Okay.
if you do get the sense that regardless of what he said, think of
If he murdered
that
somebody, it was probably for good reason.
that Henry Cable movie that just came out where they go down to, you know what I mean, the Africa and go hit the island, the U-boats and stuff, or
Oh
like
yeah.
you get the sense that, there's an assembly of people who have a good set of skills and are at least pointing north.
Okay.
Maybe not.
I'm gonna.
You might be 030. You know what I mean? You might be. You know what I mean? Like
Oh.
you're in there somewhere.
I'll sign the contract. Brogo, Berry Buck, Butcher of Blueberry Lane.
Oh my! Yeah, and Droop goes, "Oh my!" Yeah.
And then I just drop the quill in front of him.
And on the contract, he nudges some of the ink over, and the ink spills just a tad bit on this, to add a little bit more texture to whenever we make the comic book and this contract comes out. Silas, did you sign? You did, and
I did, and shook his hand.
that's right. And Brody, did you sign?
I did.
That's everybody.
Yep.
So
and
you walk-
under my signature, there's like this little, like you know how some people do like the little swirly swoop. Well, I do that, but it looks like it's a little snake underneath it.
Nice. Also, we'll do another quick thing that I kind of like to do because I like describing characters. But so when I think of Tim, Sir Tim, or whatever, I'm thinking when my level 1, like chainmail, my sword. I got a broadsword, and I always have a helmet, right? Like my big, my great helm. So I'm just gonna do the same sequence as Cervantes walks and grabs his gear. Just tell me a piece of gear or whatever that is the most important to you. Like, so Ignatius, is it 2 double daggers? Is there, or you don't want anybody to see what your weapon is? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if someone has a great cloak or something like that looks really awesome. So Cervantes, there's a box of your shit in it, and if you have a spear, it'd be hanging out of it. You know what I mean, or standing up out of it. What do you got?
So Cervantes has a very Spanish conquistador looking curious that he wears as his breastplate, and he has the same conquistador helmet that he wears. It's just very ridiculous looking. He also has, 100%, 100%, with a point at the front, with a mustard. He has a mustard yellow cape that flows over the back, and he carries what does he have? What do I have? It is so he has a long sword, a short sword that he keeps by his side, but he always has a red and white striped lance on his back. That's the big thing that you notice about him, besides looking ridiculous. For this area.
Got it. And then Feilani, you pass through because you want to get through there real quick. Is there any piece of gear or equipment that makes you stand out or that would catch anybody's eye?
Yeah, so I do go over, I put my bag on that has like all of my intricate stuff and all of my other things for my spells in there. And then I go in and I grab this metal staff, and you can see like the metal interwoven into like braids and then curving out to form a tip. And at that tip is like this bright green gem in it. And that is going to be my main weapon.
Okay. That looks pretty sick. Silent.
So I go get my breastplate as well, and then I have a shield that's, golden hued, that, kind of looks like a big coin basically, and then grab a spear that pretty sweet looking, wrapped with green and gold. Basically, most of the things I'm wearing are either a green or a gold color. put the shield on the
awesome.
back, grab the spear, don my equipment, ready.
Get ready to rock. Ignatius hops out.
So pull the leather armor on, but it looks dirty, and couple of curved daggers that I like slide in under my cloak, and a short sword, and then I'll pick up a little bow and quiver of arrows, and I have a pretty. If my backpack is there, like it's almost as big as him. Like it's clearly full of shit, and
Okay.
yeah,
He
and pulls
definitely themes tools and stuff. Classic rogue things.
Yeah, lots of stuff. Lots of
Okay.
stuff. Like you can maybe even you maybe even hear like things moving about inside. Like there's stuff in there. Good stuff.
Brody.
And then
Oh,
then
shit,
he'll
go ahead.
once I finish getting everything on, like I just give everybody a little glare before I head to the food.
A smolder or a glare?
No glare, like
Okay.
the stink eye.
Yeah.
Brody walks up to the table and he picks up his pack. He slings it underneath his cloak, and then he puts you see him put a couple of knives in there. But before he puts the backpack on his under his cloak and puts it on, he pulls out from one of the pouches a small bracelet, and it's an Ouroboros snake eating its tail bracelet, and he puts that on, and you see him just kind of like caress it and stroke it, and it sort of you see like this calming feeling wash over him.
Oh, they shouldn't have taken that. Yeah, I'll make sure that I talk to the keeps master and the warden. Under Henry, your trinkets of religion should be kept to you here, even in jail for such small crimes. Except for you, as he looks at the halfling. Ooh, maybe they put you in the wrong cell. Huh. Yeah, interesting. And only he gives a subtle only Ignatius sees a quick like. uh, so you guys eat, you guys hang out or whatever. We'll move forward just a little bit, because it's we got about like an hour and a half left, but we'll move forward. They walk you as you go up the stairs and follow him. You notice there's no guards in this area. They walk up a tower. He opens up like two wooden doors, and the street is like right there. It's like a back street to, as you look up, you kind of know that this is the palace of Waterdeep and the Lord's Alliance. Instantly, like rumbling wooden carriages kind of blow by. Someone's dumping a pot out over the street. And Droop's right there, and he's like, for the next couple hours, my dear friend, and he's like trying to speak over the crowd, and he's like, my dear friend, Eldon Keyword, and he looks at Feilani, is from Candlekeep, a great scholar from Candlekeep, studying something that never Ember is employing him on, but he is heading north as well, and he's a friend of mine, and that we just made acquaintances over the past fortnight, and he should be waiting there for you. And I told him that I would find some extra special security for him and the dude. But I hope you guys. Oh yes, madam.
Could you say his name again? I think I didn't really hear it very well.
Eldon Keyword.
Eldon Keyword. Okay. Thank you. I'm very looking forward to speaking with him, since you say he's a very renowned scholar.
If you go to the Drunken Duck, he'll be the one that looks like he shouldn't belong there. He's always pressed in big maps and maps on maps and turning the maps. I don't know what he's trying to study, but it's like Earth but different. Oh, Earth, I guess it would be. He's a very in Greyhawk terms, very very comely gentleman, an elf, much like yourself. with dark hair and darker tanner skin. He might be there with his there's a troop of there was some rich lady he was with another gnome. Maybe you could see, maybe that's a way you could find him. But the Drunken Nuck is not a very big place, so good. Oh, I forget. And he reaches into his pocket and he drops like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of coins, and he's like, the market is that way. In a few hours, he'll be leaving there, unfortunately, and you might miss your contact. But so please, good luck. And he just steps back, closes the door, and you hear like, and then, so this is the fun part. A horse goes like by the vacuum of being in the cell. It's now loud. The sun's coming up, and you guys haven't seen sun in a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just, it's a bit glary and bright out. There's a bit of a commotion, but we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is a sandbox. Obviously, you can turn this into freaking, Tower of the Mad Mage at any point in time, but like, there is a path. Feel free to stay on that one, or you can do the rest of Skyrim first. But anyway, so like, the big triangle, the main triangle is to the left, and you know what I mean. There's smaller triangles over there.
Grab the bag of coins and head to the market.
I was gonna say you might need to go to the market. Yeah, all right. I'm down. How much time? We have 2 hours, he said.
Yeah, you'll be there in he'll be there for the next 2 hours. Yeah.
At the Drunken Duck. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll go to the market with you.
Oh,
Are,
you guys
are we
just...
actually? Are we actually gonna do this?
We took the money.
Well, yeah, we took the money, but I mean,
well, you're thinking about not doing it. Didn't you sign your name?
We signed the contract.
I signed a name.
Oh, you didn't sign your name.
You signed your real name?
Of course.
It's the only name I have.
Filani's very popular where I come from.
Oh.
I'm Sir Cervantes the Twice Blessed. Why would I not sign my name?
Well, of course you would. But everybody else here, I thought, was...
Well, I mean...
I'm sorry, my thought process was only on one thing, and that was not staying in that cell any longer than I had to.
Well, exactly. We're out now.
Well, let me ask you this, sir. If you didn't sign your name...
You can call me Ignatius.
Okay, Ignatius. If you didn't sign your name, whose crimes are going to get wiped out?
Oh, well, it's an alias.
Okay. I guess that's
but
the
I
name
didn't
that
think we were actually going to go. Like, we're actually going.
The crime's under.
I mean, and I don't know about y'all. You don't know very much about me, but I would really like to meet the scholar that the little goblin mentioned. So I will be heading that way.
You're not going to go to the market first?
No, I feel like I want to ask him questions first, and then I can, pitter patter around and go to the market at a later time.
Okay. Well, I will be there within 2 hours.
This fair maiden,
Well,
Cara Dune,
I'm-
sounds like quite the catch. We should certainly make our way to Phandalin and see how we could possibly save her, or help her. I mean, save her. Yes,
Or
yes.
bring her back. He said maybe bring her back. That was an option.
Absolutely, we should bring her back.
Okay, but can we just talk about this for, like, there had to be better people than us to do this, right?
We're
I
it.
guess
I point around at people walking by on the street like, look at that guy. Or her.
No,
There's a half orc that looks at you. You know what I mean? Looks back at you and be like, just like gives you like the, what about me?
You
Well,
talking to me?
I
And he just
not.
keeps,
But yeah,
keeps
but
like
Droop
walking.
Droop, yeah, but Droop Droop said that things are changing and there's something going on, and maybe he doesn't trust any of these people, and maybe I don't know why he trusts us, but which is really confusing. But maybe he just had faith that getting us out and having us sign the contract and we would do the right thing.
Well, he said he could read hearts. I felt he was, in my own opinion, I felt that he was a little desperate, and we were all that he had.
I think that's probably true as well.
I think he was desperate. We are desperate. We are destined to be heroes, though.
I'd
We're
bet
de-
on us. Let's
we're-
do it.
Desperate destiny. That's it. Desperate destiny.
Desperados?
Ooh, that's a good band name. Desperate Destiny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Sir Ignatius, if after this, if you want to go and do your thing afterwards, you're more than welcome to. You're free after this.
Hey, look at it this way. Accompany us to at least as far as Phandalin, and then you can make your decision there if you want to keep going elsewhere or maybe come back with us. You just think, if you go that far and you come back, you get another 100 gold.
Think of the glory.
It is money in your pocket.
That's 200 gold for what? Just a few days' work?
How long? I've never been to Phandalin. How long does it take to get there?
That's a good question.
I'm sure the map man in the Drunken Duck would know, because he probably doesn't know how to fold his maps. He clearly doesn't know how to fold his maps.
I mean, if you're
No,
all
it's
going,
another-
maybe I'll tag along.
Then we were asked to perhaps protect the caravan, which that seems interesting too. I'm curious, protect it from what? I think Lady Luck's on our side.
From brigands and rough roadmen.
Sure.
Or stray hill
Bandits?
giants.
Well,
Are there
Ignatius,
still giants around?
are you not up to the task?
I've heard. Do I look like I'm up to the task to fight giants?
You said you have murdered a lot of people. I think you are,
I
most.
think we can do some math here. A person is much different than a giant.
Who said anything about giants?
I've heard hill giants throw their own poo.
Well, you're also small in stature, so maybe you just stand behind one of the big guys in the group, and you won't get hit.
Not a bad idea. And I
True
just looked at
statement about
Cervantes.
halflings for this rule. They can literally hide as long as they're standing. Isn't it like a boat?
Yeah.
They can automatically hide if they're behind
Yes.
a normal humanoid. That's wild.
One
There's
size
already-
below.
I'm glad they put that in.
There's already a lot of bullshit around Cervantes, so I think maybe that would be good cover. It clearly sticks to him.
C.
I lean down. I lean down toward Ignatius. I say, why does he always, say he's twice blessed?
I don't know. I don't know.
I found that a little weird.
You
I
know
do
what?
too.
I thought like maybe it was a play on his name, like Sir Vantes. Like he's Sir twice, Sir, and then Sir Vantes.
I love
I
that we're
thought
doing
that-
this in front of them.
That's what I thought.
Twice blessed, thrice blessed.
That's kind of
Yes, but he always
That's
has
quick,
to
right?
announce that he's twice blessed. That's.
There's a saying where I
it's
come
go-
from that you can't have
I'm
double
standing
advantage, so
right
I feel like
here.
you can't have double blessed.
I'm standing right here.
Oh, we're totally whispering.
And yes, I am twice blessed, Sir Cervantes.
Okay, I'll tell you what. You can buy me a drink and tell me why you're twice blessed.
Let's go.
Why was one not good enough is what I want to know.
One is never good enough, Ignatius. Come, let's go. I'll tell you along the way.
I would agree if we were talking about like gold coins or like things like that, but blessings I don't put any stock in that.
Well, you're not a paladin like I am.
Oh yes, of course.
Wait,
Tia
I thought you
blesses
said you
all
were
of
a
us.
knight.
Yeah, can you be a knight and a paladin?
Aren't
You said
paladins
something
knights?
about a knight.
I have no idea.
Well, I guess
Are-
you would know better than the rest of us.
I don't know any paladins.
Well, you do now.
No,
I am Sir
I
Cervantes,
don't.
the twice blessed.
Yes.
Do we have
A
a
twice blessed
crowd
paladin
watching
knight.
us in front of this building having this?
We're standing in front of the prison.
Do a check. Yep.
Ah!
I rolled a 1, so obviously I don't know shit.
Yeah,
I
you're so enamored with this as well as like you hear a watch out, and you get out of the way as like a horse with a turnip truck, basically just turnip truck just barely misses you, and you're like, ugh. And you look ahead of you and you see this tall probably 80-foot statue of like a knight in the center of the town, and beyond it, there's an archway, and you can see various wooden, signs that's like the Batten Golf Club, one of them's called the Golem's Den, and you see a circular sign that looks like it looks like a wheel, but as you look at it, it's a bunch of crossbows on the inside of it. But you think like, oh, that's probably where the piazza is. That's where, you know what I mean, like ahead of you. But other than that, with your one, that's all I'll give you there. Is you're like kind of overwhelmed, maybe a hangover from the evening before or whatnot, of just the crowd. It's like it's cacophonous here, and more people are arriving, but there's a lot of chatter. A lot of people aren't going to the market. They're talking to each other about something and doing, the NPC, and they're looking, worried about, like whatever. They said there's, I don't know, a 1. You rolled a 1.
Okay.
That was a lot for a 1. Sorry,
It
Chad.
wasn't, well, that's fine. I mean,
I'll look at Ignatius and I go, well, let's go, Sir Ignatius, and I just throw my lance over my shoulder and I step off towards the drunken duck, since I know where it's at.
Brody, you're going to the market, right?
Well, I was, but I didn't want to go by myself, so I guess I'll just go with
Yeah,
you
I'm
guys.
going. I'm
Oh, you're
to the
going?
market.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to the market.
So, if you don't mind, I'm missing one piece of gear from my pack, I've noticed. So, when you get to the market, there's a halfling vendor there that sells tools that I need. And I take this gold piece and just ask him for a long wait.
Long wait.
Yeah, long wait.
And what's the vendor's name?
I'd like to
He's the
do,
only halfling in the marketplace. You'll recognize him.
I would like to do a personal insight check on that. That's a 10 on that insight check.
Let me roll my 22 on deception.
Wow, he's
So, I seem genuine.
I'm trying to figure out if that's a joke or not, if this is a gag.
I need you to go find a pricky 8 in 100 feet of float line.
Is this the Blinkerfoot? The keys to Area J?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, if you could get it for me, that'd be great.
All right.
Okay, so you guys are you guys moving into the square? You can see from a distance. I'll make it easy. As you're looking around Phailani, you see a white looking duck holding a mug, and the duck's eyes have like X's on it, and it's just like, and it's just like a frothy mug, and like pouring down the duck's face, and it's a little bit windy, and it's on one of those wooden signs, kind of like the prancing pony, and it's kind of like swinging back and forth. You see that, and then you see various other. Oh, did we lose some? Nope, we're back. Long. Oh, yeah. I'm tracking. I was tracking, and then you see various stores. If someone's looking for a store, you see the Golem Gem, and you see the White Wheel. you know, who's carrying the contract, by the way? Who grabbed it? Because you guys, you know what I mean? Like there was like basically like two contracts, one for them and one for you guys, so you could keep reading it, I suppose.
I would
I'll
have been
carry it.
happy to grab the contract. I
Oh,
know
well, then no, let him
some about
carry it.
contracts.
Yeah, you've got it. You've got it in your hand.
You know, I've seen contracts before. Sometimes they don't look right.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this my soul? Not.
I love the
Uh,
on-command props. That I want that. I want
Right?
more of that.
Chad's
Okay.
amazing at it.
So who's heading into the Drunken Duck? Since I think the primary buyer just stepped off for a sec. Which, by the way, and I'm gonna put this in here. Anybody's got to get up and go do whatever. We'll just roll. So on these ones, we won't have a break, but I got no issue with just like blasting off. I'll make it work. And yeah, obviously, if it goes like into the 10-minute mode, I might call you. I'll be like, "Hey, come back here." But so. Feilani, you want to be the first one to walk in?
Yes.
All right. And then who else is coming in? Oh, wow.
Oh.
We got a bone trade? We got very small bones entering the chat. Oh,
Little bones.
Welcome, Raiders.
Thank you for blessing
Welcome,
us
Raiders.
with your bones.
I'm a
Thank you,
halfling. I have
Raiders.
little
All
bones.
309 of them.
Yeah. Look at these bad boys.
How many
So
bones are in the human
Feilani,
body?
here we go.
309?
Oh, Kentucky Fried. Good to see you over here. I'm in my goo era, and this is the little bones. Okay. Feilani, you open it up. There's a little bit of, a foyer area where there's like a bench where there may have been like a weight, and there's just a dude laying there in the like the dad pose where you tuck your arms in, and he's just lights out like at the door. But then there's the cowboy swinging doors that are right there, and you can see over top of it there's a loud ruckus of a tavern. You can see in the bottom there's like a salty floor. It smells of ale. It's frosty mugs like any perfect cartoon of mugs. You can look in. There's paintings and trophies, tables around. There's nooks off to the side where like Aragorn's lurking ranger eyes are off to the side. There's various arm wrestling. It smells of like you could like venison, and you can hear in the distance, like you start picking up those little finger symbols, like, and then tambourines, and then you hear a woman's voice, and it's just like the banjo looking things, like a bing dang, a bing dang, a bing ding dang, a bing
My
dang. And
favorite
you see,
band.
like very Bedouin looking folks there, and they've
The
got
bing ding dang.
yeah, he's good, and
He's
they're
good.
like high five. And they're off to the side from Kerblackistan, and hooping it up, and there's a couple people facing them, like swaying and throwing copper at the stage, and yeah, you're looking around. There's a single bartender. It's very dark in certain places. I can turn up a little bit more light on the map, but it's just a bar. You know what I mean? For the audience to kind of see a bar. If you guys decide to start punching people out, well, there's a map. But you can roll for a perception, or you can walk in and do this. But you guys are all kind of stacked up there. I'm assuming, Brody, you're with them, and then you go shopping. They kind of just arced off, and you see the various stores there, and you can break in. But Feilani, you kind of see this thing. We'll say Cervantes, you're a little bit behind her.
I'm uncomfortably close, but like right up both of their behinds, using them to like go unnoticed, like using my halfling hide. So,
Yeah,
but I'm totally invading
you're
both of their personal spaces.
Nobody's kind of aware. You're seeing Boots kind of walking by. A dress swings by with, you see a drip and then you look up and it's just a lady holding, a tray and moving out, dropping them hastily, and dudes going into the like a bing dang, a bing ding dang. Oh, I love this one. And like you do see this dude taking this wide cask, and it says like I gotta find it. I gotta find it. This is for Red Dragon Crush, and he's just like pouring this down his neck. So Feilani, what do you want to do?
So as I'm standing there opening the swing doors with both of my arms, I'm scanning the tavern, and I'm looking for the bartender. Are they behind the bar, or are they moving about, or can I tell who the bartender is?
Hey Joe. Uh, you don't know the bartender. You've never been to the Drunken Duck before. Waterdeep probably, I think, by Faerunian math, is like a 60,000. It's a huge medievalish city, right? It's kind of densely packed for that 60K. In a Verona size. I don't know, like a really tight, small alleyed place. But you've never heard of the Drunken Duck until today. You see the bartender. Just he looks like a normal guy. He's kind of spinning. He's got like this little top hat on, and he's singing to the Bing Dang song, and he's looking, and he's got various like these big red demijohns. They're like smaller demijohns, and they've got like the wicker around the side of them, and they've got various names on them. You guys can do your own perception checks or whatever, but the bar seems pretty packed. When you thought you were going to find this guy right away, almost every table is full, and it's a bit cacophonous in there of voices. But you said you were looking around, so if you want to do a perception check, send it.
Well, if I can see someone is behind the bar, I want to go straight there and lay down, get their attention by slamming a gold coin down on the bar, and say, I'm looking for someone, and you seem to know your way around this tavern. I'm wondering if you can help me, and I slide it over.
I hope I can see everybody here in our tavern. I've only been the proprietor for a year, but I've got most of their names. And he's just like, Stanimir, great to meet you. You like my lovely daughter singing? And he points off to the lady singing. Who are you looking for?
I'm Feilani. It's nice to meet you. I don't think it would be hard to miss this person. He is diligently studying maps religiously. I don't know if
as soon as you say that, and he was like, ha. And as you turn and you hear this, you hear just like someone just being like, out of the way, nerd, and like this dude is like hovering over it. You see him, stand up smartly and, nod to a dark-skinned woman with like very clean but like, dreaded hair. And she's got like some sort of telescope thing like she's using like as a baton, a very clean like white dress, and she nods to him. And a gnome with a leather jacket with small little glasses hops down too, and they nod to each other, and then they walk out. You guys are probably all up to the bar yourselves. You could have spread out, but they walk out right away, and he nods, and he mumbles something to them, and then sits down at his maps, and he's drinking something, and he's got those little walkie man navigator things, and then he's got some sort of whiz wheel looking thing, and he's doing math, and he's writing stuff down.
So before they get up to the bar, I slide another gold coin. I slide 2 gold coins over to him, and I say, "This is one's for you. The other one is for my halfling and paladin knight companions back there. Give them a drink."
Welcome.
I'm right here.
One gold piece here in the Drunken Duck. It goes a long, and he bites it. It goes a long way. And he he takes one of the demijohns and he basically just like slides it forward, and then behind it is like a tray of like 5, mugs with a piece of bread on the inside, and just like, please, help yourself to any seat.
So I immediately go over to Eldon, and I
Okay.
let them have their drinks.
His head's down. Very, very handsome. And then I'll go around the world. Sir Cervantes, you heard some of this interaction. She walks off. What would you like to do? Like I said, it's packed in here.
I'm going to talk directly to the barkeep. I was like, do you have any that amazing purple grape mash number 3?
Oh, I think 9 is what you're looking for, but and then he grabs another green bottle from underneath, and he's like, yes, there's, well, it seems that we're running out, but good news, I'm traveling north tomorrow to receive more.
Ah, interesting. I believe so are we. Have you heard the tales of me and Sir Timothy?
You and Sir Timothy. Sir Timothy? And I hate to ingratiate upon my own character, so I'm sorry if it.
Oh, yes.
Character keep drifting.
Ah, man, shoot your shot.
Sir Timothy and I go way back.
He's the greatest.
He is the greatest. I pull out a buckle that's like, he gave this to me before he left. He and I go way back. We are great friends. But thank you so much for this. I'll tell you stories later. And I just walk
Make a
away.
deception check real quick as you finish this up. Yeah.
Or perform. That's really bad.
You can do performance if you want.
It's still a 9.
Okay, he's like, yes, I can see you're great friends of Sir Timothy. Have you heard the news?
No, I have not.
There was some great herald, and he looks at you. Some great herald arrived last night, said that there was some sort of calamity that he was caught up in. After the ordning was restored, the giants, and that's why we're here. The giants, the ordning is restored. But for some reason, it seems that Sir Timothy may have lost his life along the way, or some sort of calamity happened in Neverwinter.
Sir Timothy is gone. Then we should drink to Sir Timothy.
And there, you know what I mean? Some guy's like, I'll drink to Noinak, and just like he stands by and he's like, I'll drink to tieflings. Oh,
to the house of Alagondar.
Yeah. He's like,
I wonder if Sir Timothy twice blessed him.
Silas.
Is that why he
speaking of-
twice blessed?
Silas, anything you doing here? And realize you guys can retroactive, like, I didn't walk in, or I turned right and scanned the joint. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be all stacked up like nerds at the bar. You guys could have gone any direction that you like. But Silas, like I said, the place is, butt to nut in here. It looks like Feilani and Cervantes went to the bar, slid gold across. You saw him hand like this big demijohn of wine across. Hey, hair of the dog, you know what I mean? But like you may have just got a little thirsty by, you know what I mean, like seeing it slosh around in there, or queasy.
Yeah, after they talked to him a little bit, I would go up and I'd want to talk to him as well. And of course, watching them slide him gold, I'm like, well, that's the way to get information. So I slide over 5 gold. I asked him if he has any
gold?
wine. Yes.
Okay.
I asked
Just
him,
so you know, that's a lot. Okay, that's a lot of money. Okay, so he's just like,
slide over 5 gold.
You're looking for a room, maybe a suite.
I
you
would
don't
like
have a
to know
spa.
if you have any wine, and have you seen? And I describe an elven prince that I know.
Okay.
I just describe him. Have you seen this guy recently? And he may not.
Melandrax son? I don't think so. It appears he's Yeah,
Good.
he's not been
Good.
here. He wouldn't be in this part of town.
Good.
Feilani, make a perception check.
All right. That is a 12.
Okay. Will you think you just heard you know what I mean, like a name out of Silas's head. We'll have to tie that of as you guys decide a name. Oh, I think you
Okay.
did already, Feilani. But anyways, we'll get to that because that's a bit of a. But you think you just heard Melandrak at a at a minimum, and like that's your king.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So that's well, you know what I mean. The present king of
The Wood
the Wood
Elves.
Wood Elves. Yeah.
Oh,
The
that's
ruler.
right.
That's something that's interesting that you just picked up on. But all right, Silas. So he's
hopefully
just
I
like,
get some wine, and if he hasn't seen him, I'm very happy with that. That he's not,
yeah.
you know, somebody
I mean,
might.
if you ask around in here, someone might know. And he looks, and you just see an assortment of types of people.
Nope.
But Ignatius, you're still hidden. Who are you hidden behind, and what would you like to do?
I've been following Feilani around until
Okay.
she brings the beer.
Okay.
Then I'll take my stein and make my way over to the minstrels.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be like, can you guys give me sort of a beak, something with a bit of a folk twang to it?
Oh, yeah. And they speed up. A bing dang, a bing ding dang, a bing dang, bing
And
dang.
I'm gonna try to get everybody in the bar's attention, and then Iggy will start to he'll start to sing. He'll sing, "Oh, water deep where gold does gleam, with towers tall and streets that dream, from castle ward to dockside's din, there's always mischief tucked within. The nobles prance with silken flare, while cut-purse halflings dance through air. The yawning portals deep and wide, I've tossed a coin and took the ride. The watchful order cast their spells, and shady Zents have tales to tell. But I just sip my foamy brew and count the coins I've nicked from you. So raise a glass to alley thief and toast the spires of water deep. For big or small, in the drunken duck, an adventure awaits, and we're all fucked.
Yeah. Not too many people get inspiration on day one, but there you go.
As he was doing that, I cast minor illusions, and it showed little halflings dancing through the air, or little halfling cut person dancing through the air, and then dancing lights that kind of danced around him.
Dude, that's awesome. So, yep, and they're singing along with you guys, and there's a bit of a crowd. Things become relaxed. Feilani, Eldon, actually turns around, like meets eyes with you, looks back, and then meets eyes with you again, and kind of gives you an inquisitive look, and he's like, "Good evening," but he stands up and he brushes off crumbs, and his hands are covered in ink as well, and he reaches down and tries to grab something to wipe off some ink, and he's just like, I was just making charts. Hello, hi, good to meet you.
Yes, I was told that you be here by a Sir Goop Goop, a little goblin.
Droop Droop, you did come.
Oh,
Are you alone? And you brought this brave man. Are you guys together, the two of you? And he's looking, and whoever's in this stack can raise their hand, and you know what I mean. He's like, 1, 2, 3. Is
I lay
this
down
it?
the purple
Oh.
grape mash.
oh, yeah, this is some of them that decided to come with me to the tavern. We have two more that decided to go to the market for a little bit. But I came by to visit with you because I was told that you are a scholar and you might have some knowledge on where we need to go and maybe some knowledge for me personally.
Oh, well, there's much knowledge in the Forgotten Realms. I am just a scholar in the Outer Planes. I've only been recently asked by Lord Neverember to travel north to a town called Leyland. I'm going with this newly formed by and he looks over and there's just like one sober looking. He's got a grayish white cloak over his shoulder, chainmail on the inside. You see a fist holding a sword, affixed to the brooch of the cloak, which is a symbol of something. He's got like an open faced like helm on. That you could see that it could be affixed a greater like armet if he wanted to, but he's able to pull it off. Um, he's got no shield on him there, but he's got like one gauntleted hand and one gauntlet sitting on the table, and he's just off to the side, kind of near where Eldon is, and Eldon's back, and he's like, Sir Pete, is going to lead a convoy of this new aid group. We're all doing a noble cause. Going north to replenish and help fix some of these destroyed towns like Greenest and Tribor. One of the first ones we're going to is Leyland and then Fandolin. We're going to drop off, there's maybe 10, 15 carriages laden down. Many groups, and he points and he's like, the great Shellbucks is going to some port authority near Leyland. There's several other groups part of the Waterdeep Organization for Relief, Supply and Triage. Um, uh, we've got so much coin to add lumber going north and various other breads and grains now that the green fields are free of the hill giants. But I'm not sure why my knowledge is required going north to Neverwinter, but we shall see. Some of my friends are also scholars, and they just left a moment ago. They're heading north, close to the Fandolin area themselves, doing their own research. It's a great time to be a scholar again now that the lands are free of roaming bandits and giants and dragons.
Well, Sir Eldon, you have no idea how happy I am to hear of this knowledge you have just given me, because we're my traveling adventure group. We're also going to Fandolin as well. So maybe we could travel together as a group, and I can
Absolutely.
get some more information.
I was asked. There's you can either ride along on the coaches, the wagons that I'm on, or maybe Mr. Pete, and he points at another table. He's like, you see a table like near him. There are three people that are sitting there. There's some sort of merchant. And he's got like a logbook out and he's writing. You can tell that Sir Pete or Dude is kind of the muscle and the organization of security and stuff. And someone will walk up and he'll sign an X and sign him on for security. You kind of hear him, and you hear him say things like "No drinking," and "We'll see you in the morning." And then you see another guy. He's got this like weird backpack with a cast iron pan, like a metal tin cup. He's got a straw hat, a big string of Timothy outside of his mouth, and he's chewing on a cigar. He's got dark skin or whatever, and he's mumbling all sorts of like biscuits and gravy, and he's sitting there talking about stuff, and he's like, once I return to the loggers camp, we'll get Fandolin right. And they're talking back and forth, but Eldon's like, I'm just more of a passenger, and a friend of Droop Droop. But if you wish to, your places are, if you just go speak with them, they'll get you where to meet up in the morning, and we'll be off on a lovely adventure to the north. I don't even know how long it's supposed to be. not as far as it takes to get to the Feywild, and or to and you just see him like poring over this map and like completely going into a stream of consciousness. He's got like tables of math and stuff, and his map looks completely bonkers. Think of the map that Captain Jack Sparrow had, the twists and stuff. It's totally bizarre.
When he goes into like his little map type of trance, I kind of want to like peer over his shoulder just to see if I can like see anything on
Okay.
the map.
Yeah, go
Do I
for
need
it.
to make a
You can make an intelligence check, basically using, you know what I mean, like your Sherlock Holmesness by looking at it, or you can take whatever you want to use, whether wisdom or intelligence on this check. Hey, Rob, thank you so much for watching.
What's that? Oh, that's gonna be a 22.
Okay. You see him. He's twisting around different maps. On the outside of the map looks like a bunch of stars. You see the inside ring of the map is this like snake that's going around it. And then there's a center part of where the stars are. He's like twisting around this snake that's got different curves, and on its curves is maybe a tree or a mountaintop or a volcano or something, and he's matching it to what looks like the Sword Coast or Forgotten Realms. Like you're kind of looking at it and you see normal trees, mountaintops, and stuff like that, and he's trying to like match the map to different places, and it just looks like you're not really making sense of it because it doesn't really match up. He spins it a bunch of times, and now it looks like lava in certain places, and it looks like you're kind of familiar with the outer planes, and at one point in time with your 22 he matches. You kind of see what looks like satyrs on one side and then satyrs on the other, and there's like a tree and like a grove of bushes, and there's like a tree that goes downwards and a tree that goes upwards, and you know what I mean, you're like, I don't know, maybe that looks a lot like the Feywild.
Why do I feel like I'm getting like when you were describing it, it was like multiple maps in one map.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something that sounds like it would take a scholar to figure out how to use this, calculator
Okay.
he's using. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I would say with your 22, it's like bridges to the outer planes. Like
Gotcha.
you've heard of different planes of existence and stuff like that. And
Okay.
in his to you, a druid, his knowledge is almost like it could be useful. You know what I mean? To tap into druid stuff, but to you, it's like a complete foreign type of, you know what I mean? Like expertise.
Gotcha. Okay.
If you
So I look at the map and I see what he's trying to do, like the turns and all that. I kind of like stand back a little bit and I head over to Pete to ask him what is the specific and destined time we need to gather for tomorrow morning.
Okay. And he just looks at you and he's like, you must be the leader of this group. I love leadership. Excellent.
Oh,
You look like a great leader.
No.
Because you don't want that, your charisma gets it. Welcome to being the new Noynek. So like, he's like, he's like, your name is.
I'm Feilani. It's nice to meet you, Sir Pete.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I am in need of some extra, a leader at least. I'll assume I can go to you to speak to your troop of 5. And Eldon said that who was the name of the person that you met inside the place? And he kind of looks around. Your last lodgings?
Yes, our last lodgings was Sir Droop. He hired
Excellent.
us to
Excellent.
he hired our group to help provide aid and security for this traveling caravan.
Well, you have free travel north. I can take you as far as Leyland, which is only 1 day's travel away from Fandolin. And I can describe you how to get to Fandolin from Leyland very easily, as we are going to head north and drop off our goods there and see where we're going to go next. Um, that being said, for our 10 gold pieces beyond this, you can either rent or use one of our horses, or just ride along in one of the carriages that you choose. Uh, there are 5 different companies coming with us with various like wagons. We'll leave at boop beep boop 08 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like so. Uh, Bright and early to get the most amount of the day. It'll take us 3 days to get to Leyland as we skirt around the Mare of Dead Men. Despite the fact that those dragons are defeated in there, and he looks over at one of his friends with the straw hat. Despite the fact that those dragons are apparently gone, we're still going to go around. And you hear, "Oh, sugar muffins! We can easily make it through the Mare of Dead Men."
Hearing
Well,
horse pop up, I'll kind of lean in. It's like, is it possible to buy one of those horses rather than rent?
If you show up early enough in the morning, I can for and he's talking, he's like, Howie, and he picks his head up from the book, and he's like Howie can get you one for I think a horse, and I'm not even look it up. It's roughly around 25 gold pieces or something like that for a
We'll figure it out.
yeah, for a basic draft, I think. What do you call them? But yeah, 25 gold pieces to get you a horse.
Perfect. I yes, I need a horse. I would
10 for the trip,
right.
25 for keepsies, but you'd have to buy it tomorrow morning. And he takes your 25 gold, and the guy's name, oh, and he's like, the name's Mr. Do It. Please don't call me Howie. And he's like, I am currently the manager of the WRST, and we shall provide relief to the Great North.
I am Sir Cervantes, the twice blessed, and I would take great pleasure in purchasing one of your fine steeds.
I've got a good horse for you. Her name's Tabby. She'll take care of you.
Tabby,
And
what a great name.
so yep, they continue on. Not sure who I've hit. Anybody else want to react with the crew or look around at the drunken duck itself, or would you guys like to press? Cervantes just went. Phaelani's just was talking a little bit. Silent. We'll go around. Ignatius, are you still singing?
Yeah, I have a fiddle in my backpack, so I'll get that out and.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're creating a little renown at the drunken duck.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to Silith. Roll a performance check as I go to Silith, and I'll come back to you.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm still helping him with the dancing lights and this island image.
You can aid him in the performance check. So both of you guys can do a performance check, and I'll match it and see how this.
Oh,
this
nice,
works.
nice. Thank you.
Silith, what would you like to do?
Hanging out here a while before we go to the market. I would try. I mean, I basically would try to gamble some because that's what I do. Nothing.
So you're down with the 5 gold pieces. He hands you a bottle, wrapped up, and it's called Champagne Corbeau, and he's like, "This is actually our last bottle, but we're heading north tomorrow morning. I'll get. I gotta go switch back to this guy's voice. He's like, I'll get more in a few days once we get back to the great Madame. You want to gamble?
A little bit. Nothing
Okay.
specifically, but yeah.
Okay, so you'd like to. So I'll waive it a little bit. Would you like to? Let's. You sit down. You do see. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. You see, a gnome, with tall riding boots for a gnome, with her feet up on a table, and she's got a bit of like a bowler hat and and a humanoid-sized dagger on her side. You see that she's got a tattoo of snakes up her sleeve, and she's playing. It looks like with the dude with the green cloak. He's got a bow affixed to the back of his chair, and he's playing some cards as well. I want to see, and there's another dude with a black cloak as well. It looks like he's got like an eye patch, and his hood normally would go really low, but he's got it kind of pulled back, and the three of them are playing cards. So it's the only table it looks like they're playing cards, and you see some various, like a ring out there, and some silver pieces and some copper pieces. No like gold out yet, but it looks like they're just doing it kind of to waste time. None of them look shit faced, but they look like they're serious.
Yeah. I mean, I would just play a little bit. I see that my God seems to be on my side today, getting me out of jail after a night after being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I feel a little confident, a little looser. I got a bottle of wine that I'm swigging on. Again, I'm just spending some time gambling a little bit. Making friends, talking to people, seeing what I hear. Carousing.
Okay. So you sit down, the gnome just like looks at you and she's like, if you're in, it's looks at you and then looks like, based on my observations, you have the money, so your buy-in is at least a gold piece. Okay, so what I'd like you to do, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna play for your first hour. Since I don't have like a good card game in my head, let's roll a performance check or something along the performance charisma side that you want to use, like deception, whatever, to get after this card game, and give me your first roll for your first hour of playing.
All right. Deception works is fine because it's cards. So let's see what we got. That's another one.
Yeah.
Nice. In an hour, you're roughly another 5 gold pieces down. They haven't like got into any of their coffers, and they're just getting all of their money back. On the flip side of this, they're kind of loving you. You know what I mean? So, and then another individual sits down and begins to play like a very, you can tell he's got a mask over his mouth and just above his eyes, and you can see very reddish, like when you look at the brown eyes, they come out red in the light. And he's got at least like a breastplate on, but his arms are like out of it, and you know what I mean, like, and he's got like chain like leggings with nice fluffy boots on the bottom, but his eyes are kind of just like this, and he gets in and he's just like, well, it seems like everybody else's fortunes are going well. I too would like to play, if you don't mind. And he slides like a gold piece across, and his eyes just like look straight at you, and they're like cold death. Okay. Let's see. Brody and Ignatius.
I got a 14 on the performance.
I got a 17.
Okay. People are starting to come in from the outside. I would say from the performance you've seen that people have a little bit of anxiety today, but folks are starting to push back some booze, and they're starting to sing Water Deep and Get Fucked and all these things. They're starting to sing with you, and you actually see people like kind of trying to like write it down, and it's becoming a rugby song. You know what I mean? They're like, again, and it's kind of taking away a little bit of the uglies for the day. So back to Feilani, Cervantes. They say, meet back in the morning. They're at the table. Eldon's sitting there continuing. You see him fold up his stuff, and he goes to walk upstairs, and he looks at you, taps you on the back, and he's like, huh. And he speaks in like Elven,
Mhm.
which I'm assuming, and he's like, he gives you a very good night, friend, and then gets ready to head upstairs for the morning.
Yes. Thank you again for all your help. We will have a very good night, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, good morrow. And he goes upstairs, and he waves, and he's like, Standamir, we'll see you in the morning. And and he waves like loudly to where Silith is sitting, and he's like, Jamna, I'll see you in the morning. And then he goes upstairs, and the little gnome kind of looks and gives a quick, like, little finger wave to the elf that just goes upstairs. Like I said, you guys are at the bar. You guys can go to bed, start tomorrow, or you guys can hang out. Like I said, this is your basic Tatooine bar. Just about you're starting to get the sense that everybody in here is probably going tomorrow. As you guys gain your passive perception a little bit, especially like you, Ignatius, as a rogue, and Brody, as you guys are performing, you can kind of see that people are clicked up a little bit. You know what I mean? And seem to be, you know, and not like necessarily like a biker bar, but a trucker bar, or maybe
Did we
they're the
ever
same.
go to the market? Did y'all ever go to the market?
You could. It's hour two. See, he's going up to go to bed. Yeah, you guys have been here for roughly, 2 hours. I can go around, and Feilani, you want to head out to the market?
Well, I was thinking for Ignatius because he said he wanted to get that one specific thing.
Oh, you wanted to get what is it?
It's a long wait.
A long wait. Yes.
Yes. I can
I don't
pick that
need
up
to
for you. Okay. Maybe we'll
I feel like I'm in a good groove here in the room.
Okay.
yeah, I agree.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna keep like any like.
Is there anything you want to pick up? Like, let me help you be a DM. Are you assessing the room while you're doing this? Are you just trying to create renown by this music?
No, I think I'm keeping like a passive eye on the room for anything that I think is bothersome. But what I'm really just focused on is if I've picked up that I think all of these are the different companies that are going with us. I just want to kind of ingratiate myself with like.
Okay.
I want everyone to think that this that Brogo Barry Buck or Ignatius, whoever they want to think I am, is a decent guy.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then the two of you continue roll another performance, and we'll see how it caps off for the evening.
Okay, cool.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
And I got 13.
Don't forget it's level 1. If you go
I
back
know.
through modules and stuff,
I
and you
know.
roll a 12 on something, you find the ogre gloves. You know what I mean?
No, I got a 13.
Yeah.
I got a 13.
Yeah, so between the two
But
of
I've
you,
also been drinking. Like I don't stop drinking. If people bring me anything to drink, like I put it down.
Okay, so that you're not drinking, or are you drinking?
No, I'm totally drinking.
Okay, then I'm going to reduce your passive perception and say that because of what you have, you're not really picking up on the crowds, but I will say the folks that you're with, you've realized that they're from a place called Barovia. You may or may not have heard that before, and they're leaving with you guys tomorrow in their little jingle wagon, and you can tell that they just, they're going to sleep. They're going to be a part of this wagon ride with their one thing, because they're going to go and collect more wine to bring back to this tavern.
Once I'm really into my cups, then I'll be like, do you have any idea how long it takes to get to Phandalin?
Oh, Phandalin! Yes, 1 day's travel from Leyland, 3 days with the caravan, and 1 day. And you meet Damia, is the daughter of the bartender. right? And they're
Okay.
all going to travel together. So they're probably going to close up this shop real quick. They're going to go grab some stuff and come back. But Damia, introduced to her brother Ratka, who's playing, a banjo, and they just say, yeah, it's 3 days to Leylon. They're going to continue on in a different direction from Leylon. Like we're all going to go up there together, nice and safely, and then spread out on the high road. It's better. They let you know like it's better to team these days. Keeps the wolves at bay.
Wolves.
Yeah, it keeps the wolves at bay.
I've only heard about giants.
Oh, the giants. This you've not heard. The storm giants have returned. King Hekaton has returned. It was only just a few days ago. Everybody came in here in a panic. Oh, no less than this is. It's like where they take like, hey, we're gonna take 5. We're gonna come back. Latka is speaking with you, and he's just like he describes that like, oh, the giants. There was some robot herald that broke up some sort of coronation. But
You're
the
the second
giants,
person I've heard say the word robot.
well, we don't know for sure. It was
Well,
in the
what? I
palace.
don't even know what that is.
Like an automaton, a little. And
Oh,
if there's one in the store nearby called the Golem Gem, there is one of those forged. Uh, like they come from a plane of war and robots.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
Anyways, a little guy comes in. He's a great friend of this Sir Timothy, Noynek and the Revengers. We're not sure what's going on, but there's some drama with with Neverwinter. I'm not sure.
You want to hear drama? I've been
Whoa.
locked up in a prison with a guy that thinks he's a paladin, and he thinks he's twice blessed. Do you have any idea what twice blessed means?
No, there's not too many people blessed where we're from, eh, Dormir? No.
I feel like once blessed is enough. At twice blessed, I think you're just being boastful.
Probably. But, well,
I agree.
he seems happy, and they look at him, so he seems very blessed.
I'm gonna like lift my. Hopefully he's oblivious that I'm talking about him. I just look at him and lift my mug like. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, buddy.
My passive perception is 8. So
Yeah, but I'm drunk, so I could be talking loud. I don't know.
So you guys gain a pretty good relationship with these people that are this traveling troupe of, they're going to go grab some wine, they're going to come back, but you do have the names of Stanimir, Damia, and Ratka, and you get the sense that if you met them in the morning along this thing, at least one wagon is pretty chill with you guys, right? So you've got that going.
Maybe I could ride on your wagon.
Oh, absolutely. Yes,
I have
of
short
course.
legs.
There's plenty of room for you.
And no boots, and it's a long walk.
Yes, you're gonna breathe. There's plenty of room, and there's plenty of extra. And he looks down at his book because he says there's plenty of purple grape mash to go around.
Oh, you and I are gonna have a wonderful time together.
It's good to meet good friends again with the Waterdeep song. Get fucked, and they just start like ding ding, a bing ding dang, a bing dang, a bing dang.
that's my favorite song.
So,
It's
Cervantes,
growing on me.
you get the sense that the halfling. We'll go back. I'll wrap it up with Brody. Is there anything you want to do for the rest of the evening as he's friending?
No, do you have any of the green wine?
The green wine, sure. I don't know. Yeah, like
It's like it's made from like fungus and some stuff in the Underdark. It's really it's really got a good like earthy flavor. I really enjoy it.
Brody,
yeah.
please don't drink that.
What's that? He does. There is
If I hear that,
mushroom
I'm like,
wine. You know
Brody,
what you're
please
talking
don't
about?
drink that.
Yeah. So he does. Yeah, this is Waterdeep, and he's like, yeah, he's like 1 silver piece, and he's like, I've got only so much. The bottle, maybe 2 gold pieces, but for a drink, we can get you some mushroom wine.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
That's right, you're a drow. Yeah. But you get the sense in Waterdeep at this stage, there's been drow around. You know what I mean? So it's not completely uncommon. Oh, you just dropped the song. That's good. We'll have to remember it for Gary Con. You like Manchester? I'll
Oh
sing it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you got the mushroom wine. Is there anything else you want to accomplish for the evening? You wanted to go
No.
shopping, right?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
even really know what I needed. I just wanted to get some like supplies and
Okay.
maybe a weapon or something.
Okay. So we'll hold you on that. And then basically, Ignatius, were you going to do any shopping before you left?
No.
Okay. Let's see. We'll end in Silith because he's in a fun spot, and we'll see if he just gets beaten up or throttled there or whatever. But Cervantes, what would you like to do?
I
Basically, this is the wrapping up the drunken duck scenario. The next time you enter, you'll be going to bed upstairs.
Yeah, Cervantes can't really keep his attention on everything, all the things going on all at once. So he's paying attention to now that Elder's gone or Eldon's gone. He's paying attention to Ignatius and the song that's going on, and he's just very into the song and drinking his purple grape mash
Okay. Yep.
before heading out.
You want to make any perceptions or anything like that, or you just
I
just chilling? All right.
I have an 8 passive perception, so
It's loud.
yeah, I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wouldn't pick up on anything anyways.
Okay. And then Feilani.
Sorry, brain short circuited. I didn't hear a word you just said.
Oh, yeah. So to wrap up, anything, are you done with the
Ah.
bar? The next step is to go outside and shop.
Yes, I would actually like to look for a another weapon
Okay.
besides
So
my
you'll go
staff.
outside and they let you know that the best dealer for weapons is probably either the Golem Gem or the White Wheel. And then we'll get back to that with how Silith ended the evening. Roll one more performance, deception, whatever you.
It's all in the dice. We'll do performance.
Okay.
Why not? Okay, gold die. What you got for me?
Here it comes.
Here we go. Let's do this. Well,
Uno.
it's a 10.
You break
The one with the
pretty
zero
much
at it.
even. You know what I mean? But so you lost 5 gold. You didn't lose anything else. You broke even for the rest of the night. Is there anything else you want to pick up the table? Are you trying to get to know any of these guys, or are you just in it to win it?
No, no, no. I was there to like make friends and just gamble offhandedly. The gold didn't really matter to me.
Okay,
I'm just
yeah, make a perception check on the table.
yes. Hey, green
Were you,
die, can you do better?
were you rolling for trouble?
I was
Huh?
absolutely. Perception 22.
Jeez,
Automatic bubble.
that's really good. Okay, you get Jamna and you can tell by the gentleman sitting off to her side's name is Ven. They both have tattoos of snakes with wings on them, and they keep talking about linking up with Halia and reestablishing a business called Minex. And they have been working with they've got their wagon. Um, they're you get the sense that they're part of an organization that used to be really strong, and then it kind of got wiped out over the past, and they're trying to grow it back. And while there's a vacuum of businesses, they're trying to go back to Fandolin to reestablish themselves. They're using their wagon. They got a cheap wagon off from somebody to kind of start the thing from the Wainwrights, they're called. They discuss that, and they've got 3 wagons of basically supplies. She is talking about dropping off, as you're discussing this, she talks about dropping off the wagon and carrying on some sort of bounty at a place called Zonathal's Keep. That's just something you picked up. The dude with the eyes, even with a 22, doesn't give you a name whatsoever, but you're kind of getting the sense that, based on scarring, you can see with your perception that it's like you kind of look and think of like a Storm Shadow kind of almost, but not. This dude's not likened to Storm Shadow, but like the Ninja Mask. Uh, a very scarred up face. It's kind of what you're getting. And they do discuss things that like, well, maybe the Margasters will give you that helm you're looking for anyways when you get to wherever you're going at Thornhold. And he just nods and he's just like, that is the deal. And I think how many people I say were there? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. So yeah, that's all you grab from that table. It's just kind of that banter. With a 22, you're tracking that you're sitting with the Zentarum and what's left of the Zentarum. These dudes are part of like, a black market group of people. They used to be a lot stronger, but you know what I mean. Like they're veterans of the Zentarum that are trying to bring it back. A very not chill organization. But hey, lesser of two Weevils type of situation. They survived the tyranny of dragons. They weren't the worst. So that's everybody. Feilani, you walk outside. There's the white wheel or there's the golem gem. Which one would you like to go to?
The white wheel.
Thank God. Okay.
Good choice.
So, normal place to go ding ding. This one just opens up. It's a bare. It's a bare room. Think like it, and it's just got one table, and there's someone with a cloak on, just kind of sitting there. It's like a whitish gray cloak. You can see that they've got like a series of circular white tattoos on their arms. And as soon as you walk in, you hear like, greetings. Yes. Droop's crew. May I see your contract?
Oh, I don't have the contract.
It's okay. You do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
we can go back and get it. That's fine. It's opened up, and as you open it up, they kind of sit it down, and she takes a rock and goes over the contract, and you can see a hologram-ish, like, white wheel on the contract. And, like, okay, that'll get you your 10% discount here. What are you looking for? My name's Gariel. Good to meet you.
Feilani, it's very, very nice to meet you. I was wondering if you could help me find a scimitar of some sort.
Oh, absolutely. This is a very John Wick's Continental looking place. So, she reaches back, she pushes against this wall, it depresses a little bit, slides up, and there's just, behind like some glass, there's like high-end looking swords that look, +1 to +2. Underneath that are just racks and racks of swords, and she just slides her hand in through this like barrier and just like, you see a big curved, Aladdin classic, scimitar, and just like sits it down and is just like, 7 gold pieces.
That's very nice. I was wondering if you had one that would kind of match my staff. And I hold out my staff to her. She can kind of see like the little intricate braids and the big green gem at the very top.
It would take some time to add that sort of intricacies on this, but I will tell you that, and she looks at the map, I am traveling north with you all tomorrow to help reestablish the White Wheel in Phandalin itself. That being said, if you do spend some time in Phandalin within a week or so, I think I can drum something up for you. But this one is a very fine regular scimitar that's available. But if you're interested in something that's a little bit more keen, I can drum something up for you. It would just take some time.
Yes, this one will do nicely for now, but you had my interest peaked at Keen.
We'll see what we can find. It may be at a higher price, or well, And Taps looks at the contract. If you stay on, maybe there are rewards. We do need goodly people in this realm now. Trust me.
It is a thought for later down the road. We are just here to fill the contract right now. We have to get through the journey that we're on, and we will have to see where we go afterwards. If our group stays on or we go our separate ways.
Well, that's good. It's good to know that there are still folks that are up for adventure, that will come to aid for others, and we truly
Absolutely.
do appreciate that. Um, but yeah, so she hands you the scimitar. Is there anything else that you'll need for your journey, for our journey?
Ooh. Um. I think that is all for me. But I will let my other adventure party members know that this is definitely the place to come if they are in need of any, fine weaponry.
And I'll say for the sake of the adventure, this being one of the final stops. But if you want to go to a store, you guys can like follow in behind her or
Yeah.
whatever. So I think Brody, you wanted to go there as well. She nods and you go through the whole. Yep, she knows you're with them and stuff like that, and describes.
Do you have any? I have this leather armor. I was wondering if you had a little bit better leather armor. Um, might protect me a little better.
So I mean, we have you're in Waterdeep itself. I mean, we've got.
Something that I can only wear light armor. But I need something that could help me. Maybe make me a little more durable in a fight.
We do have things that are rather high end, but she. So you just got what? I mean, what are you asking for?
Studded
Specifically?
leather.
Studded leather.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what that is. Was that 50? Who's got a PHP handy? For now, I'll say with the discount, it's 40 gold pieces. You can get studded leather.
Okay.
And
This will do nicely.
she's
Thank
like,
you.
she's like, it'll take. She's like, we are going north. I can have it available in size to you. Was it 50, 55 you said?
45.
Oh,
45.
45? Yeah, so 40. I don't know.
You're
Beep,
getting
boop.
close. You're
10%
good guess.
discount. Yeah. She's like, I can probably spend the night sizing it for you, but I'd have to go to bed here soon to be able to size it. Is there anything else you'll need?
No, that's all I need for now, though. I appreciate it.
We have a 3-day journey. I think by day 2 I can have this ready for you.
It sounds great.
I like to kind of keep things reasonable, where it's like, oh, here's fucking full plate that you can just wear tomorrow. So she'll get to sewing in it and work with some of her crew to start working on that. Let's see, who else wanted to go to do some shopping? Nope. All right. So, yeah, you guys wrap up the evening. Anybody want to do anything during, bedtime or whatever? Because we'll flash forward to, the morning and meeting at the stables. Anybody want to do anything before then?
I would like to stop off at a vegetable cart and grab a bunch of turnips
Okay.
and biscuits.
Okay. For, 1 silver piece, you can get like literally a wicker basket, full of turnips.
Perfect. And then
Nobody,
some.
yeah, and this dude was just, you know what I mean? Like, you see this guy, like, was not selling these turnips, you know what I mean? And just like, thank you for selling the turnips. And just a classic NPC.
Turnips
Come
and
back.
then some like hardtack biscuits if I can find them.
Easy peasy. 1 gold
Perfect.
piece is a lot of gold, since the war were kicked off here. Yeah, anybody else want anything? Also, I will say, since this is our session 0-ish, everybody's kind of excited to start playing and stuff. If you forgot to buy a rabbit, you can go get your rabbit. You know what I mean? Or you forgot to, I'll be like, you just text me or something and be like, yeah, you got your longbow, you know, and then I'll pack that into the stories. But you guys sleep peacefully through the night. The only person I will ask to do a Constitution check is dear sweet Rogue, because you were tying one on.
Okay. A Constitution check or saving throw? Which one
Save,
am I rolling?
please. Thank you. I'm glad I'm playing with lots of DMs because you guys are gonna help me DM.
What, a save or a check?
Save.
Thank you. How about an 8?
Yeah.
Ooh. So
He wakes
much
up in
like
Barovia.
yeah, much like Silith, you wake up with like the guts and headache, right? Like, so you're coming downstairs like, you don't even want to eat food. You didn't eat the night before, you know what I mean? So you just slept with it all in you, and you've got like green
Trail
poop in the water.
diarrhea. I'm
Yeah,
ready
it's just
for it.
it's the worst. Yeah. So you guys wake up in the morning. There's food laid out, and all the people that were sitting at the various tables are back, except for the fact it seems like some sort of noble family, you know, showed up for a second, like a footman, showed up for a second, had some discussions, and then walked off. When you guys arrive to the stables, you see outside the city gates, there's a bit of a traffic circle with long stables off to the side where horses are either rented or changed out. There's farriers and, you know, ding, like last horseshoe stuff happening. And there's roughly 10 or 15 of the very first, you know, Oregon Trail wagons heading north up the high road for the very first time. You can see in the front is, you know, the noble, you know, level, you know, paladin with, you know, his armet up, and he's got, you know, a shield with the Order of the Gauntlet, you know, sign off to his side, and his horse is kind of spinning around a little bit. You see, you know, in the wise words of Montel Jordan, you see how he do it behind him with, you know, with this green book he has in his hands, and he's going up and down, and it looks like he's counting names and in ledgers and stuff. You see, that's right, Verd Lieb. So you see 3 caravans in the front. They've got a white turtle shell with antlers coming out of the top of it, and they're all stamped on the side. Inside this are very large pieces of timber, just like shit tons of wood in these 3 things. And there's coachmen on, you know, these big 3 coaches, and they've got like Clydesdale, like the Budweiser horses in front of them, and they're just moving big logs. Behind that, you see the WORST, you know, sign on 2 or 3 wagons. You see like, come on, and you see, you know, Don Ron
Ding
Don
Ding Dong
Raskins.
Johnson. Ding Dong
Ding
Johnson.
Dong Johnson. He's up front. He's got this just horrible miners thing on the back of him. There's a ranger that's on a horse next to him. The horse kind of stomps its one hoof. The worst has 3 regular wagons. Behind that one is a very ornate coach that looks, you know, it's almost got like golden filigree on it, and you can make out roughly 4 people inside of it. It's got 2 footmen / guards on the back, someone on the front, you know, whippy cracking horses, and a dude with a crossbow sitting on the front of it, and then a dude on a black charger with like red eyes, sitting on top of off to the side of this coach. When the horse stomps on the cobblestone, sparks and almost appears as flames appear on the hooves of this horse. but you get a very keen sense that okay, some rich dude is going north with this caravan. Makes perfect sense. Behind that, what do I have here? You see two other rinkety wagons, and you see Jamna and the other Zentarum guy kind of falling in the back. Uh, and then there it is, this jingle truck. It's got like all sorts of fancy frill and stuff like that, and you hear the music playing already. No hangover whatsoever. They've got like just one horse in front of it, and it's just like this classic Wizard of Oz coach. You know what I'm saying? That it opens up in the back, and you know straight voodoo's going on in the back of this thing. But you see, the classic Barovian coach pulling up the rear in this thing, and they're kind of singing and stuff like that. They give Cervantes Tabby, and the rest of you, where do you choose to ride? So Cervantes, you have Tabby. Where are you gonna head to?
Up front with the paladin, of course.
Yep, you move up there. Pete looks at you, very charming and positive, affirming smile as you move up next to him, and he nods, like almost like he's very happy that you went to the front of the wagon train. Let's see. I'm looking at it in Discord mode. So, Feilani, where would you like to go? You come out the gate. There's picnic tables of people grabbing a quick, think of the metal coffee thing. They're drinking it and they splash the last bit of coffee out. There's metal coffee pots out and stuff like that. And there's onions and bread and griddles going and pancakes and things like that. What would you like to do?
I am going to go find Eldon and travel with him and his group.
Okay, Eldon. I'm so glad I wrote this out the other day. Eldon is riding. Where is he? He's up next to Ding Dong Johnson. So, as you walk up, Eldon is sitting in the back with his head down. He's got his cloak up, and he's trying to, he's arguing, and he's like, I'll put the cloth up. Just you hold your little nuggets. And they take the wagon, and this is your classic chuck wagon, and the white cloth goes up, and you can see the sun beaming on the inside, and Ding Dong Johnson's up front, and he's like, over and down, and you don't know what he's singing, but he's starting to have some like, oh dib, and just like to whatever the name of his horse, you can't understand it, but he's like, feeding it apples and just won't shut up. But Eldon is sitting there kind of scrunched up with his knees tight to himself. And he's got his backpack sit down and a piece of wood on top of it, and he's working still. Like he's still, he's got his pen and he's up and he's doing math and things like that. And you hop in and he's just like, oh, excellent. I was hoping I'd have company, or else it's just me and my books.
Oh, well, I mean, it seems like you have some other company, and I figured my company would be a little bit better than his.
And he's like, yes, and I like this company too. And he has like two things of cotton, and he sticks them in his ears, and he's like, I think this will help. Silith, Feilani walks in. She gets into this chuck wagon. One chuck wagon has the white netting up, and the other one has it like half up. But you did see that it can, if it were to rain or whatever, these ones have cover. But is there a particular coach that you want to jump on? You do get the sense from the evening before that you could probably park yourself anywhere other than probably the ornate coach.
I don't know how comfortable I would be with the Zentarum hanging out with them, but I mean, we played cards all night, so
True.
They probably would be fine with me in there. So
yeah, so you get up and they look at you. They're like, Silith. And he's in one wagon, and he's like, Jamna, maybe we could strike up another game while we travel. And she looks back, her little gnome head, and she's like, oh yes, you're welcome, Silith. Hop in.
All right.
And you can sit next to Jamna. She's sitting there, She's very, handsomely beautiful kind of gnome. She's got, red hair. Like I said, she's got a kind of a tight bowler's hat on. And you can see she's kind of stitched up with smaller daggers down her leg and stuff, but she could probably work her hands pretty well in combat. But yeah, so you're gonna ride with the Zents. Fantastic. You do see a W on these, and this is more Forgotten Realms lore from our things, but you see a W branded on the side of these wagons, and the W isn't even uniformed, right? So like one W is like this way, and then you look at the other wagon, the the Volkswagen sign is kilted to the side. They're not, whoever the Wainwright Wagon Company is, are just ass, right? So you get the sense that these wheels are coming off at some point in time. So you get on there with your passive perception that yeah, these wagons will survive. Let's see, Ignatius.
I grab like a stray cup of coffee for the road.
Oh yeah,
It's not going down right now for fear that it will come back up. Maybe grab a piece of bread and jam it into the backpack or something, and then
okay.
like stumble my way over to Damia's wagon and be like, I'm not able to walk today.
Yes, yeah.
I
Yeah, as soon as you come up, they're like, yes, Kamesh, good morning. And they're just like toxically positive, and just they reach down. You're sitting in between Damia and Stanimir. Ratka's a little bit seems on the grumpy side, and he's messing with something in the back. You see kind of like
yeah. It,
rocking this thing.
if I'm wedged between the two of them, like I'm like a toddler that's like falling asleep in the back seat of the car, and the
Okay,
head's like
okay,
just
fantastic. And they talk, and you like, you
yeah.
jerk. You keep having startle jerk.
And,
Yeah,
and
this
then
is great.
eventually, like I lean into one of them, and I'm gone for a few minutes, and then I like lean across onto the other one. Yeah.
Excellent.
Wow.
Okay, so who am I missing? Okay, so Brody, you come out as well.
So
Remember
I,
that
I
offer's still the same: 10 gold pieces for a rented horse. 25 you had to buy it the night before. You get that sense too.
yeah, I'll just take one of the rented horses.
Okay, yep, 10 gold pieces, mark it off. They bring it around. Um, let's see. We'll call it they bring up Fire Shear. It is it's a brown looking, you know what I mean, horse with some various like white patches, and it's got like a blonde mane on it. Tabby is gray.
I was
Tabby is
gonna
a
say,
an old
nice.
gray mare, but she is steady. I'm doing this just for you, buddy.
She ain't what she used to be.
She ain't what she used to be.
Nice.
No
Um,
spring chicken anymore.
So after about an hour or so of getting ready and stirring, the wagons begin to move forward. Various hey Jay, welcome, buddy. The wagons begin to start creaking and start moving forward. This has been a fantastic start to getting all the characters to know each other. You guys have all moved out in your separate ways. The next session will be a 3-day caravan ride as you guys move forward towards Leylon and then to Phandalin. And that's well. Oh, so let's see. Uh, I'm just gonna pick. I'm gonna roll a die here real fast, and then we're gonna get this. Who's in the back? Who's in the
Ignatius.
back too? So Ignatius, and who's riding with Jamna? Silence. Before the wagons move, the two footmen on the wealthy-looking caravan hop out, open up the door. The dude with the black, ninja mask looking thing moves around and faces the door with his charger. Outside the gates someone in a dark red robe, completely covered, is walking next to someone in a blackish, a dark bluish robe itself. Pulled back, and you can kind of see a bit of a pointed nose, with not necessarily a rosary around his waist, but some sort of beaded, thing tightening on the waist, looking rather clean. He's got two books in his hand, and the cloaked figure in the red robes, along the edges of the bottom of the sleeve and the bottoms of the where it drags into the ground, have a little bit of a blackish filigree to it, but the point of the cloak, you can hardly see a chin. The person in the dark blue opens up the carriage and lets the red person go in, and then the blue cloaked person gets in as well. And you can also see there were two people just waiting inside the coach itself, and then you guys move forward from there, where we will pick up next time, if that works for y'all.
It do.
Does that work for y'all?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Fantastic.
Until next time, ding dong.
I don't see, do you see Ding Dong Johnson? Yeah. Well, let's go.
Ding Dong Johnson.
Ding dong. What show was that? There was a woman that always said ding dong.
I don't know, but
Hey.
in last campaign it was Ding Dong Johnson.
Since we got 37 folks, hey, Chad, let's go in here. Let's raid into our good friend Jason Charles Miller.
I
if
was
you
gonna
don't mind.
suggest that.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I like to raid to smaller groups, but he's raided into us a couple times, and I kind of want to pay that one forward. Oh, Chippy, hey, you want to say
Yeah.
hi? Just want to say hi to Chippy.
Okay. Look into my soul.
Unless anybody has any objections or needs us to go somewhere else, but let me know.
I'll go ahead and start that now, and we can say our
Yeah.
goodbyes.
Does anybody have any parting words?
Oh,
All right,
I
well,
had a great
hang
time.
on a little
running
bit.
this,
You guys
Tim.
can give me some
Thank you
critical
very
feedback.
much.
Thanks, Tim. Thank you for running
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the players.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah.
And
Did
it's
my
excited
mini
for the
break.
next 3 years.
Did my mini break on the way there?
It didn't. It looks fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
tail
I'll
breaking.
grab 'em. We generally use our maps a lot more, but tonight's kind of a theater of the mind, just kind of session zero thing. But hey, guys, it's
Yeah.
Wednesday. It's 10:30/11:30/ whatever. So let's all get some rest and link up in a couple weeks and start the spicier parts of Dungeons and Dragons.
See.
So have a great night. Thanks everybody for watching. Really appreciate everybody being out there. And we'll see you guys on Saturday on Jay's stream, right? Is that the next thing happening? We'll see you guys on Saturday
Yes,
at 12:30 Eastern.
Yes, 12:30. Jay, Lurgazumba.
And then Sunday at 2. We'll be here Sunday
All right.
at 2.
Let's blow
Yeah,
out.
Sunday.
I've
All right.
talked so much tonight, I'm going to fall over.
All right. Bye.
Fall over asleep.